The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
The 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. 93.
Yeah, the 2-day work week.
The classic 2-day work
They
week.
say only the strong survive the 2-day work week. Welcome to a real live edition of the 93X Half-Ass Morning Show. We sincerely hope that everyone's, by God, dreams came true this Christmas, and we're happy to be back to F around a little bit before checking out again after tomorrow's show so we can celebrate this new year as God and our founding fathers intended. Make no mistake, it's a massive F-off week, our last one for quite a stretch of time. So let's take advantage. How are you, Josh? Boy, I missed you a whole bunch.
I missed you, too.
I
know
did.
We had an opportunity to speak over the phone a couple times, but that's not the same.
You and I spoke over the phone?
Oh, my God. You don't even remember? Why do these things mean so much more to me than they do to you? This is no way to start. I'm out of here.
Did you get a new sweatshirt, Josh?
Don't you go anywhere.
Did I get a new... No, you know what? I did not. I just haven't worn it in yet.
Oh, okay.
It looks good on you.
Yeah, look sharp, dude.
Oh, that's nice of you guys to say.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I have like 4 outfits, and so it's notable if I wear something different.
It really
Yes,
is.
100%.
First thing that caught my eye this morning, to be honest with you.
It's very Buffalo Bills blue,
It is very royal blue.
which I thought maybe you'd appreciate, Dan.
Absolutely.
But no, it says Mopar on it.
Oh, dude. Nice.
That's, you're not going to get away with that, Josh.
It depends on where you are.
You're not going to get away with it.
A Ford dealership, a Chevy dealership, they might look at me kind of funny.
Yep.
But if I'm a Ram man.
But from far away, they might think you are Ford.
I do remember now that we spoke on the telephone.
Couple times.
More than one time.
Yeah.
Was it the best Christmas ever?
Oh, it's just great. You know, I didn't really do too much. We hosted quite a few things. I got together with some friends I hadn't seen in a while. Pretty low-key.
Man.
I was hoping I'd come back with something, but I got nothing for you, really.
Anyone get engaged or pass away or get broken up with or anything fun like that while we were on vacation?
Nope.
Still going strong.
Anyone have a baby?
Nope.
You know?
Didn't have a baby.
I did. Not.
Cal, let's see here. Cal, Rocky, not Calvin, but Cal, Rocky, Bowden, Goldie, Crew, and Hallie. Speaking of babies, these are predicted to be the most popular baby names in the upcoming year of 20 and 25. Cal, Rocky, Bowden, Goldie, Crew, and Hallie.
Crew.
If I know somebody with a son named Crew.
Yeah?
They spell it with a K. That's pretty cute. But
'Cause they nasty.
to be honest, if I meet somebody named Goldie, I'm going to be irrationally angry about it. That's not your name. That's the mascot. That's it.
But why can't a child be named in honor of the Golden Gopher athletics mascot?
That's weird. I don't know.
I have a
don't
friend
like it.
named Goldie. Okay,
you
it's
really?
his nickname.
Oh.
You know him as Wang.
Oh.
Well, I didn't know Wang's nickname was Goldie. It makes me like the guy even more.
Well, some would say that Goldie's nickname is Wang. But anyway, one of my oldest and most trusted and one of my most beloved pals is a Calvin, who, of course, we call Cal for short. But here on the list here, Josh, it doesn't say Calvin. It just says Cal. Maybe they just got lazy with the article. I don't know.
I don't know a Cal. I know a Rocky. That's one of our dogs. We've got a Rocky and an Apollo, named after the movie characters, of course.
Bowden is new to me.
You know, if you worked at a daycare or something like that, you probably are very familiar with some of these names. My daughter did for many years, preschool, and she'd come home and tell me some of the names of these kids, and they don't really sound like names. They sound like math problems, some of them.
A lot of them just sound like last names.
You put in an
last
accent,
names as
Aiden, you throw one of
Brecken.
those sounds, and Ecken, any in at the end.
Brecken was one that I noticed a couple years ago. Everyone's kids were getting named Brecken. And I was like, I've never heard of that.
And an at the end for girls, like an Ava, a Jenna, a Brenna, a lot of. So my daughter would get upset with me because I could never remember her friends because said, well, they all have the same name. It's all ends the same way. And Ava, dare I say Ava? It gets confusing.
These trends come and go. I remember the Aiden craze. Braden, Caden, Layden, Hayden.
Yeah.
Again, I know if you're a longtime listener of this show, whenever we get on this type of a conversation, I always have to bring up one of the most fascinating pictures I ever saw. It was on a sports website about 15 years ago. And it was like the Western Canadian under-18 all-star hockey team or something like that. It was some youth all-star hockey team from Canada. And there was a picture of them on a website. They won some tournament that nobody cared about. Every member of the team, from the fourth liners to the backup goaltender, every kid on this team had a name that followed the Aiden pattern. Caden, Layden, Hayden, whatever it was. Braden. Every friggin' one. Braden, every one of them. And the coach's name was Don or something. And he's sitting there going, what happened? I'm Don. I don't know what happened. You know what? When we mentioned the Goldie thing, okay, plenty of people texted in on Goldie. I was picturing dudes, I guess because the majority of the names sound like dude names to me. Cal, Rocky, Bowden, and Crew. So I was thinking male babies. Goldie and Hallie must be female names. And yes, of course, Goldie Hawn being an example. But is that her actual name?
Boy, I couldn't tell you.
Ooh, that's a good
Well, the mayor in Back to the Future is Goldie Wilson.
I remember that.
I think of Goldilocks.
The mayor in Back to the Future is where we've gone with this.
Yes, we have.
It's a pretty big movie.
Okay.
I was going to bring up a reference that's even more out of nowhere than that from the movie Rad, the BMX bike movie Rad, which is one of the movies I've seen the most in my entire life. It was Crew Jones.
Crew.
And I remember back in the day thinking, dang it, why didn't my parents name me Crew?
Anyone got Wikipedia?
Yeah, it's her real name.
It's her real name. Yeah.
Goldie Hawn, one of the most gorgeous creatures that's ever walked planet Earth. Goldie Hawn.
Yeah, she's very attractive.
Here are the names that are going to die in the year 2025.
I tried to predict, and at least on this list, it wasn't on there.
You tried to predict? Give me some of your predictions.
Well, there was one in particular. I thought Karen would be gone because Karen's been ruined.
Well, but it's been gone for decades, I would imagine.
Oh, not for decades. There was a list. Was it just last year we were reading a list of some popular baby names, and Karen was on it.
What?
I can't imagine naming your baby Karen right now. You know, she's going to wear a shirt. Somebody's going to buy her a onesie that says, I want to speak to the manager.
Oh, 100%.
Now that I think about it, that's kind of hilarious.
It's a good joke.
All right, if you care, and you likely don't, these are the baby names that will be gone forever, predicted to be gone forever in this upcoming year of, I just said it and I forgot what it is.
2025.
Justin.
I've been called Justin or Jason a lot. People, they forget that it's Josh, and they'll say, what is it, Justin, Jason? Those two.
Whatever happened to that dude that used to work here now and again named Justin who had, and I've been around the block once or twice, Cubby, have I not?
Oh, yeah.
But I would still say this Justin that used to hang around the radio station, one of the thickest and most obvious Minnesota accents I've ever heard in my life.
We stay in touch quite a bit.
Whatever. You guys talk?
Yeah.
Do you text?
We text, so I don't hear that accent, but you're right. That is a very thick accent.
Okay, and there's even some bizarre reasoning as to why these baby names will die in the upcoming year. And they say here the name Justin will go away due to Justin Timberlake's run-in with the law this year.
That's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big stretch. Yeah.
That's a huge stretch.
What did Justin Timberlake do that was
D-Dub.
against the law?
D-Dub.
He got a driving while intoxicated?
Yeah.
Oh, my God. How shocking.
Cancel him.
How
Parents
shocking.
are running to the government to change their baby's name.
To Dustin Mel.
Stanley. I would have thought Stanley as a name for a child would have died many, many years ago, but it says here Stanley will go away. And the reasoning behind that is because everyone thinks of the drinking cups.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, those are so hot.
That's what. Anytime I hear that now, that's what I think.
People will like maul each other over those. Actually, I watched a video yesterday. I should send it to you, Nick. You'd like it, of a woman beating somebody up with one of them.
Oh, that would hurt.
They're really trendy in high school, too. And a friend of mine who's got a kid in high school posted a quote that her kid said. She goes, "There's a massive brawl at school, Mom. Stanleys were flying everywhere."
One woman tuned another one up by cracking her over the skull with a Stanley drinking cup.
Yeah.
Sounds like fun. Helen and Milton will... Again,
Helene.
Helene. These names already don't exist for babies, but according to
My
this,
grandma's name was Helen, not Helene.
yeah, Helen, Helene,
Milton
whatever.
sounds like a grandpa name.
Right.
Yeah.
These are already gone.
I was going to say, like, Lyle. You know, you don't hear that.
That's my middle name.
Oh, really?
Son of a bitch.
We could do this all day long. We could rattle through old-timey names that have been gone forever. So I don't know why these are... but anyway, this one's a little more current. They say this name will drop off the face of the earth as far as hanging it on a baby. Brady.
Overdone.
There were a lot of Bradys there. I would say late 1980s. A lot of Brady babies were pumped out. Donald, already gone. Reagan, already gone.
Brother-in-law and his son, both. Donald and Don.
Donald's a great name. That is one that I wish would stick around. One of my favorite uncles was Donald. He stayed drunk for 80 years.
I know a Reagan.
I know a lot of females that are named Reagan. I think it's more popular with the girl side of things now.
Oh, yeah, Reagan is at least I've always known it to be a girl's name. That reminds me of, what do you call that movie, the scary movie? Go ahead. With the main character named Reagan. Somebody help me.
Oh, is that Poltergeist?
No.
It's
Exorcist.
Exorcist.
Oh,
yeah, it's something I've barely seen.
Bill. No one wants to name their kid Bill. Well, no, they haven't. Now I'm angry with this list. Kevin. Okay, that's a little more recent, I guess. Kevin.
Sure.
Apparently, in the European part of the world, Kevin is considered a lower class name.
I love that little fun fact.
A lower class name. And then Ashley here is in the mix.
This hurt because it was the last one on the list.
Don't take it personally.
I thought, all right, let's see what it's me.
You're saying you're the reason they stopped naming
Yes.
naming people Ashley?
Don't take it personally. So there you friggin' go.
Well, here's the thing about some of those old-timey names. They came back to be kind of... So you could say,
Hipstery.
oh, yeah, this is my son, Francis, or whatever.
Hey, that's my middle name. Bastard.
Milo.
That's why I said it.
Yeah, they always come back for a stretch of time. What else is going on around here as far as the end of 20? Then 24. We've got some other material here. I think coming up in the stupid news where little wrap up on the year.
It's always fun because there's a few stories every year where I think that was only this year, whether that's a celebrity passing or a big news story.
There was
a lot longer than that.
Yeah, it does. Maybe it's been a long year. I don't know. It depends on who you are. A website really effed with me yesterday, and it's my own fault because I don't follow current events outside of what we do here. And as all of you know, 9 days out of 10, as soon as it becomes 9 a.m. and the microphones are turned off, I forget everything that we talked about, okay?
It's not hard to do.
This is as current events-y as I get. In my personal life, I don't follow popular television. I do watch, I guess, the weather. Anyway, I forget what happened and what didn't. So I was looking at a website yesterday that had some massive summary of the year 2024. And it was, they were intentionally misleading me, and that was the bit, I guess. I sat there for a few seconds and I said, oh man, we really got some stuff we can talk about on the show tomorrow. Because it was here's what happened in 2024. Well, give me something that legitimately happened in 2024. Anything massive. The presidential election, right? So they covered that, and then they were like, COVID shuts the world down. And I thought, well, wait a minute. That felt like a little longer ago. And then it was things like the Battle of the Alamo, Chris Rock punching Will Smith or whatever happened there. One of them hit the other. And there I was thinking, wow, 2024 really was buck wild.
The Alamo happened? Wow.
And then I realized they were screwing me. They were screwing with me. Okay, so... we will have some more 2024, wrap-up type material later. I know we will. But here's just this little nugget to fire your way. The average person, this year of 20 and 24, the average person spent 110 hours searching for something to watch on television. That comes to around 4.5 days worth of time where you were just fingering that remote trying to watch something or another on television.
Oh, I'd say probably more than that.
Really?
Yeah, probably.
I was thinking about this actually yesterday, how our viewing habits, at least at home, have changed. Everything's very intentional. Like there's not, I don't discover anything by just turning the TV on. It's all, reading about it.
Or hearsay from someone else.
Yeah, somebody will say, you got to check this out.
Yep.
You don't do that anymore?
That's what we do now.
That's what you do now.
Yeah, so I don't, where before I might catch a little bit of this movie or that movie just because I turned the TV on.
Or like you stay on Fox because football was going, so then you go into those shows that are new on Fox.
Right, that I don't know if that exists anymore. That's what made me think about it because I was watching a preview for Animal Control on Fox.
Oh, I love that.
And that is a funny show. Mm-hmm. And then they were promoting the Dennis Leary show afterwards. This was during the Vikings game last night. I think it was the Vikings game where they were running this. And I thought, boy, that show looks really stupid. I love Dennis Leary. But back in the day, maybe like you said, Wapple, you got it on Channel 9, you just keep watching. But that's not how we watch TV anymore. And I think that's pretty common, right? You just, when you get the time, you want to watch this. And then if you're going to watch that, you're going to sit there and watch 8 episodes of it.
Well, and then you guys grew up in the era where you had to watch at 7 o'clock because, otherwise you had to record it.
And that was
with a VCR.
And we didn't have a VCR until I think my junior year of high school.
Yeah, so if you wanted to see a show, you had to sit down at that time and watch it.
I guess I still just turn the television on and just roll through and try to find something. I'll watch 5 minutes of that and 10 minutes of this. I guess I'm not, but you guys know how I operate. Now, I do pounce on a television program now and again, maybe once a year. And it's usually old as balls and nobody cares anymore. Right, Cubby? That's my regular pattern. So this started up while we were on vacation. I'm in the process right now of blowing through a television show called The Ozarks.
Oh, nice. I'm glad you're watching that. I personally, I think it got really boring after the first season, but...
Oh, it got good.
I get into it.
Jason Bateman,
So
though.
do I. Jason Bateman's great.
Yep.
And Carry On.
Carry On was a lot of fun. Good.
But his podcast, he's absolutely hilarious. I like that guy quite a bit, but I couldn't get into Ozark. I think maybe it was too dark. I don't know.
Yeah, it's pretty dark.
I only gave it a couple episodes, though.
I loved it.
Oh, yeah. Me and the wife have, at this point, I think we're well into the second season, and someone tells me there's 4 of them. My God, I don't know if I'm going to make it, but, I mean, what do I know? I'm not big on series and things like that, but, I mean, it's all right. It is pretty dark, and I like the dark stuff. There's a couple characters right now, and this is what drives me if I ever get involved in one of these series. There are a couple characters going right now on this series where I'm just bloodthirsty. I want them dead so badly that I can taste it.
I wanted a lot of those people dead in that TV show.
Yeah.
I'm finishing up watching every thought Taylor Sheridan has ever had. And so I'm going back to Mayor of Kingstown, and we just finished the first episode.
Oh, I love that show.
I guess I'm not surprised it took you this long to watch since there's so many other shows to watch, but that is right up your alley. That's so good.
So far, there's a couple characters on there that I have no idea why they're a part of the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of the acting is really, really bad. Jeremy Renner's great.
The first episode was insane how the brother Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That came out of nowhere.
It did. But I think Landman, that's my favorite series he's done so far.
That's good, too.
The most recent one with Billy Bob Thornton. It's great.
I got to know, how far did you get in From?
We made it maybe 6 episodes so far. We've kind of moved on.
What was the question? How far did you get in From?
From. It's a TV show. I got absolutely obsessed with it. It's from the makers of Lost. It's a mind F.
Harold Perrineau, is that his name, the main character in that?
Yep.
So here we are locked into this 2-day work week on the Half-Ass Morning Show. Happy to be back. Later on, Dr. P. Jesus. He's going to stop by and take everybody's temperature. Dr. P. Jesus.
Which end?
Swinging by. I don't know. He's the doctor.
I
He'll
thought
tell
that was
you.
only the back end. I remember that if we ever fought getting our temperature taken, they'd threaten that.
Yep. I remember being threatened with that, too.
I'm like, wait, that's the same one you use in our mouths, Mom. And there's a lot of mercury in there.
I didn't fight. I figured just let it happen.
Stripping Sparky Jesus recommends we watch Torching 2024 on Netflix. I heard a lot of good things about that. I had a buddy text me about that over the weekend.
What's the story on that? What is it?
It's just, I think they did this last year, too, where they just cover a bunch of current events that happened in the year.
Oh, yes. That's so good. I love that.
The new one or last year?
Last year.
Yeah, last year's I remember being pretty entertained.
Thanks to Ashley this morning for the Christmas gift I just received from her. I didn't know we were exchanging gifts. Ashley got me this cute little picture I'm going to hang in my house. And Cubby, it's cigarette smoking and alcohol consuming dogs playing pocket billiards.
Oh, cool. That's awesome. Little picture. That's hilarious.
So adorable.
4 dogs playing pocket billiards. They're all drinking and smoking. This one looks like some kind of a hound, and then a fat golden retriever, a bulldog. I can't identify the other dog. But if you look real closely, see they're shooting pocket billiards in the doggy pool hall. And in the background, they have a picture hanging in their pool hall of dogs playing pocket billiards.
I love that.
I like that one of them has an old-timey pipe.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
I actually brought in a calendar I received for Christmas from my oldest son's girlfriend. She made this. It's a personalized calendar. Take a look and see what you notice.
All right.
I'm going to hang this here in studio until someone takes it down.
Your stepson's girlfriend?
Yes.
She made this. Okay. I'm just going through the, how do you call it, the pictures right now.
It's a nature calendar.
Nature calendar.
Oh.
Do you notice a theme?
I do. It seems to me that every beautiful natural picture taken here, everything from an iceberg to a cloud formation to a mushroom, all of the pictures look like a penis and balls.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
So she Googled that kind of thing. She made them all into a nice calendar. I think December was my favorite. Each month there's like December. Is that the one with the iceberg?
I'm gonna have to go back.
Somebody made that. God didn't make that, did he?
I don't see an iceberg. Oh, right on the cover here.
No, I'll get it.
Someone just goes out to an iceberg and they start chiseling it into a penis.
Look at that. Somebody did.
Oh, somebody had to do that.
Wow, that's
perfect.
Too perfect. But I don't know. I mean, the natural world is a beautiful and mysterious thing, Josh.
It's a wonder.
Are you going to hang this up in the house?
No, I was saying I'm going to hang it up here.
Oh, you're going to hang it up here.
It down. Yeah.
It's a great idea. Our walls
it's
are
nature.
empty.
It's nature.
I know you don't like to cover topics like this, Josh, but I'm going to go ahead and guess that your stepson and his girlfriend are very likely sexually active.
I don't think so. They're not married.
I doubt it, Josh.
You have to be married.
She dedicated an entire calendar to things that look like dongs.
I don't think she even realized
Okay.
it. She just is a nature lover.
She's not,
Clearly, yeah.
loves nature, and she's really naive.
Yeah, she didn't. I don't think she picked up on that.
Oh, I think you could hang this in the studio, Josh, and no one's going to wet their pants over it.
Should I?
We got way more serious things to worry about at this radio station these days, other than what's hanging on the walls.
That is a very good point.
You know what I'm talking about?
Very good point.
You guys are friggin' crazy.
Should we open ours, Ashley, or do we?
Yeah, absolutely. I really like yours, Josh.
What are you talking about? You got those other guys presents too?
Yeah.
Oh, that's stupid.
Yours costs the most.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Good. So, Josh, what did you get from Ashley?
Oh, it's a T-shirt that says, "I'm Josh doing Josh things." This will spend a lot of time on the couch.
That's perfect because now nobody will call you Jason or Justin anymore.
Thank you, Ashley. This is wonderful.
Of course.
One year, my sister got me a shirt that said, "Can't talk now. I'm a stoner doing stoner things."
Perfect.
Oh, my gift is also Josh related. Ashley, this is awesome. A nice pair of Josh Allen socks. I might wear these at my wedding.
Those are so fun because you can you can submit like any picture you want to this website that makes these socks. And so for my brother Nick this year, I got him socks with my face on it.
Oh, God.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for the recipe book.
Yeah, no
That's
problem,
awesome.
Wapple.
That's great.
Is it all like THC infused? Is there a theme there? Or?
No, it's like to make my own recipes, put my own recipes in there.
Oh, nice.
cool.
Yeah, gotta write them down.
That's really what I need to start doing.
Just a fun vibe around here. Would you agree, Josh?
Yeah.
It's a fun,
Very festive.
festive vibe. Like I mentioned, old Dr. P. Jesus is going to be swinging by a little bit later. We got Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder going to hop on the line as well for the first time in a week talking to these sumbitches. It's going to be a glorious reunion. You're a great crowd. We appreciate you listening in this morning. We got to take a break. We'll come back in a few minutes, and we'll get to the stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
There's a douchiness to them.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
You met Lala Kent on Vanderpump Rules. Now Lala and her friends share everything on Give Them Lala.
Bagel, everybody says I say that weird. It is ruined my proposal story.
How Jason proposed, and she was like, he brought in a bunch of bagels. I was like, I have to stop this. I will punch you in the throat if you ever tell this story again and call it a bagel.
Let me tell you, now when I tell the story, I go, he went and got breakfast.
There you go.
Bagels.
Yeah.
Watch what Lala is talking about on YouTube or search for Give Them Lala wherever you listen.
Stupid news on the Half-Assed Morning Show.
Christmas is dead and gone, and I'm okay with that. I get a little burned out on the overall vibe after a while. The music, the movies. I'm sure dorky Christmas-related stories will continue to trickle in here and there. Here's a video, by God. And Ashley will holler at us here in a minute. Let us know if we got this cooking up on our $2 website, 93x.com. Here's a video with a Christmas twist to it. Some butthole dressed up like stupid Santa Claus and riding on one of those motorcycles. He made the cops chase his ass at high speeds all over the damn highway a night or two ago. This was a thing down in the southern part of the United States.
That's where Snot Rocket Jesus is, by the way. She checked in earlier this morning from that particular area that you don't like to talk about, Florida.
Snot Rocket Jesus.
She's down in Florida right now.
Well, it was nice knowing you.
Why the heck is she in Florida?
People make mistakes. So Santa Claus, dickbag, crotch rocket dork here. He was pushing her on up to around 120 miles per hour. State troopers chased the douche up and down and all around. Eventually, the cops just said, F and forget it. They couldn't catch him. So, I think they decided if clown ass wants to crash his bike and end up legless, let him do it. There were typical jokes written into the story here, Josh, about how this motorcycle guy might find himself on the naughty list.
Yep.
And his bike was referred to as a sleigh.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I just couldn't get myself involved in it.
It is up on 93x.com.
That's good to hear. Santa Clown was wearing a helmet, if that matters at all to you. So like I said, there's video going round and round. It was a hell of a deal. It all looked to me like an excellent way to die young.
Yeah, I'm not a physicist, but I'd imagine a helmet might not protect you at 120 miles an hour.
Nah. I
haven't really looked into helmet technology, so that's just a guess.
Dude, I'm sold. It was all in the setup. I'm not a physicist, he says. That's a beautiful way to set it up.
I used to have a friend. I don't know if I ever told you guys this. He's not my friend anymore.
Stories.
This is part of the reason. He ran from cops on a crotch rocket. Real smart kid. When he had his license plate on full display. So they just went to his house, touched his bike, and was like, yeah, it's hot. Clearly it was you, dude.
That's the guy. That's the friggin' guy. All right, here we are ready to flush 2024 down the toilet. It's about over and done with. And here comes a new year by the name of 20 and 25, which very likely will be miserable.
It'll probably be our last.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, I've got some preparations to make.
All five.
Absolutely miserable. But before 20 and 24 ups and dies on us, let's look back a little bit on this and that from the past year. Channel 4's website cut loose with something here. They call it the oddest stories of the year. The weird stuff, according to Channel 4 skis. The way they put it, these are the oddest stories that ended up on their website. All with a local vibe, of course. So feel free to holler at me if you recall any of these setups. We'll start right over here now. This one sounds familiar. An 81-year-old feller got himself in trouble for cloning giant Montana mountain king sheep. Whatever that is, and I guess I can explain what that is here in a minute. 81-year-old dude got himself in trouble for cloning giant Montana mountain king sheep.
Oh, those ones are cool.
So he could eventually go ahead with some exciting captive trophy hunting. They call it captive trophy hunting. So the first guy says, yeah, I'm all set to go trophy hunting for that monster king sheep. And the second guy says, where do you suppose you'll find that big trophy sheep? And the first guy says, oh, it's right over there.
Yeah, I tied it to a tree for
it. It's in a cage.
The satisfaction of the hunt.
Oh, so
I can see it from my window. It's right there. Wish me luck.
I hope I'm going to be back.
Takes a lot of skill to do that.
Captive trophy hunting. The old-timer eventually got slapped sideways with a 6-month prison sentence for what he was doing, cloning these. What he did was, and I don't know what this means exactly, but I'm going to go ahead anyway. What he did was he illegally used tissue and testicles from something called a Marco Polo sheep to create hybrid sheep for captive trophy hunting in Texas and even here in Minnesota. He took the tissue, he took the testicles from the Marco Polo sheep, he mixed it in with this and that, and he created this. Now, the Marco Polo sheep, says here, are the largest in the world. They weigh around 300 pounds.
Whoa.
They have big, fat-ass, curled horns up to 5 feet long. So I guess Grandpa was looking to create some type of super-sized Ryback Braun Strowman sheep so he could wobble out into the woods and shoot one dead.
What an idiot. What are you doing? Don't mess with nature like that. Don't try to make a hybrid sheep.
Nice Ryback reference.
Why didn't he just call it the Ryback sheep? Because Ryback is a huge dude.
Wasn't it? Feed me more.
Yeah. Ryback. He wanted the Ryback Braun Strowman mix. Dude should have taken up cribbage in his old age or something.
Oh, man, my mom and my aunt and my grandma, they'd play the balls off of cribbage.
Can't play it anymore, Cubby. Want to know why?
Why?
Can't handle the arithmetic.
Dude, same
Gotta
here.
use your fingers to
I've
count.
never played.
And then
It's
people
the
make you
arthritis.
feel bad.
The arthritis won't let me play. Those little pegs are too tiny.
There was a stretch of time where I played some cribbage, by God, and then my friend said, look, dude, we can't play with you anymore because we cannot stand to see you struggle with 5, 10s, and 15s. We can't do it. And I said, I don't blame you. And I retired from cribbage.
Everybody is so mean when I try to play cribbage. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Maybe if you took the time to teach me.
I can't blame. I couldn't get mad at him. What's your name again? Ashley, because I did have to sit there and go 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 11, 12, 13, 14. I loved the game, but simple math throws me. Okay, here's another local story. What we're doing here, Channel 4's report on the oddest stories of 20, then 24. She's coming to a close here, 2 days. Back in July, a mosquito control helicopter was hit and damaged by a golf ball.
Nice shot.
Heck yeah.
While flying over a golf course here in Oak Effin Grove, a joint called Oak Grove's Refuge Golf Course.
I've been there.
They should have that.
Yeah, I'm surprised we didn't hear about this.
We did. We talked about it. Thanks for remembering.
Oh.
I thought we should, or how great would it be if Top Golf had something like that?
Oh, like a little target to hit in the sky?
Pay some extra, and you get to target a helicopter.
Well, I do like when the cart collector goes out and picks up the balls, and then you try to hit him.
Yep.
Yeah, they get destroyed, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
Apparently, some derelict jagoff took a swing with his golf club and launched the ball at the helicopter on purpose, the mosquito control helicopter. Local cops weren't able to figure out who the jagoff was. No one was hurt, but I bet that mosquito control dude driving that helicopter was effing pissed.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's a crazy shot.
I hope they dosed the guy.
Oh, my gosh.
Cover him in...
deep woods off.
Or what's that? Steep. What do they call that?
Deet.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cover
yeah.
him in deet.
That crazy strong stuff.
Oh, yeah, you just choke immediately. You can't catch your breath for 10, 50. Yeah, I also hope that mosquito control pilot just diarrheaed some deep woods off on the bastard.
This is what I missed on vacation. This kind of blow to the ego. I mentioned, I just can't play cribbage. The arthritis and those tiny little pegs. And this texter says, you should be used to small peg handling.
Oh! I'll set a guy back a few notches.
That's cold.
Touche.
All right, I missed this in 20 and 24. A northern Minnesota town became known as, or I forgot. I either completely missed it or I've forgotten. A northern Minnesota town became known as the home of Bigfoot. Is that right? Back in June, they say, friggin' reamer. And I know the joke. First you get to Aiken, then you get to reamer. Emily's in there somewhere. I forget. Mm-hmm. Back in June, they say friggin' reamer was given the nickname of the home of Bigfoot. So there's some history here. I guess way back in the year of 2009, a trail camera near Reamer captured what looked like a real-life friggin' Bigfoot. It says here, fake or not, and I certainly know which one I'd choose there. Fake or not, a local by the name of Mark something or another got the idea to trademark the town of Reamer as the home of Bigfoots. Do you see where he what he did there? He trademarked. So a dude says this town was founded in the early 1900s, and there were sightings all the way back then. I have no idea whether there's any truth to that. The sightings, I mean. So it says here now, the sightings and the folklore and the this and that have drawn Bigfoot research teams to come on up to Reamer and have a look around. Bigfoot research teams right here in Reamer. Oh, boy.
We've got a pretty bizarre story about Bigfoot in tomorrow's Stupid News. Crazy happenings around Bigfoot lately.
Friggin' Bigfoot, for Christ's sake.
When are they going to find that badge?
Yeah, let's get it over with.
Come on already with that nonsense.
Yeah, and same with the Loch Ness Monster. Let's figure that one out, too.
Put your friggin' boat away. Stop chasing the Loch Ness Monster and put your whatever you put on to go Bigfoot hunting, put it away. Yeah, your binoculars.
All right, I have a question. I was watching a TV show this weekend, and they were chasing Bigfoot, and Bigfoot got them. Why do people want to find him if he's supposed to be so vicious and violent and is going to kill you if you find him?
Well, there's a $50 reward.
I'm sorry, you said they were searching Bigfoot and Bigfoot got them? What?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't obviously based on facts at all, but it was. They found
okay.
Bigfoot.
Thanks for
Bigfoot
clarifying that
mauled
part.
them, but. Isn't that his bit? Isn't he supposed to be terrifying and
yes.
killing people? Why would anybody want to find him?
He's going to give you beef jerky. Have you seen the commercials?
Duh. Oh my gosh, I'm so dumb, Josh.
Unless if you make him mad, then he'll throw you in a tree.
Yeah.
A few people have texted in saying, is this a live broadcast? Yeah, this is a live broadcast. It's December 30th, 2024. What we're doing here is rolling through some of the more oddball stories from the year that will soon close, 20 and 24. Channel 4 put this together. Yeah, we're live, skis. I do remember this dude. In June, a TSA agent at the airport right here in town pulled aside some geek from Massachusetts because his carry-on bag was choked with cans of delicious Spam.
Oh, I remember that one.
Been a while for me.
Oh, it's been so long.
I've never had it.
Oh, you haven't?
Mm-mm.
You should try
Gasp.
That's ridiculous.
it.
It's so damn good.
And now I laugh at you. Guffaw.
It's one of the most delicious foods ever created with beaks, feet, lips, a-holes. I don't care because it's just gorgeous. Okay, this dude, back to this guy, he was busted at the airport. His carry-on bag was plumb full of Spam. He said he was born in Hawaii, where Spam is very popular. He was in town here working as part of see if I can get this right. He was in town from Hawaii, loved Spam growing up. Now he lives in Massachusetts. What he was doing here in town, he was working for an Irish dance troupe that was on tour. Now that's hilarious.
Maybe I've seen him. Gone to that Irish festival quite a few years.
Oh, how miserable.
They had, I met some type of Irish dance group at the Renaissance Festival. They traveled to that, too.
Also sounds miserable to me. Anyway, so here he was visiting the Twin Cities. They went down to Austin by Dam, where the Spam Museum is located and all that. He bought a pile of Spam, and he was just trying to get it back to Massachusetts so he could chomp it up. And he disappeared soon after he got back to Massachusetts and was never seen or heard from again.
Ah, Bigfoot got him.
Yep.
Yeah, Dana, you should quit effing around and eat Spam, will you? What's the matter with you?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not like I'm opposed to it. I just never come across it.
Well, the fact that you haven't come across it kind of gives us the impression that you're opposed to it. What do you mean you never come across it?
Well, I mean,
you
it's nothing
go to
my
a
parents
grocery
ever,
store?
My parents, no, I mean, I've seen it in the stores, but my parents never cooked it for me growing up, and I never, I don't know, felt inclined to get a can of it and cook something with it.
Tell your parents I hate their guts.
You've seen it in a store, walked right by it, because you're opposed.
Because he's opposed.
Fine, I'm anti-spam, all right? You want me to say it, I'll say it.
You're an anti-spamite.
All right, one more here in this year in review now. Drones are everywhere, buzzing around like gnats. Back in April of this year, a drone pilot made a discovery while flying over a place called Neal Park in terrible Burnsville.
Oh, gross.
Yuck.
The drone pilot flying over a pond with that damn thing. He spotted a submerged motor vehicle that turned out to be a 1983 BMW. And the cops said they believed the vehicle had been in the drink for over 20 damned years. There was nobody in there. There was nobody in there. Sounds like a hell of a way to avoid a DWI to me. I imagine some drunk cubby probably belly flopped that effing thing into the pond one night 20 years ago, and every day since he's been saying to himself, by God, nobody spotted that effing thing yet, huh?
Yeah. I was picturing this was a stolen vehicle.
Oh, a stolen. I didn't go that route.
Because you imagine your buddy's going, I swear to God you had a BMW or something. That'd be an expensive DWI cover-up.
Yeah. And he says, I did have that Beamer till I sucked down an entire case of Meisterbrow and belly flopped it into the pond. F me running now. Back to the here and now. This is really something right here. Talk about a product truly living up to its name. A 19-year-old gal, for real, broke her damn jaw on a jawbreaker, the candy. Are you following that?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I have a friend who in 4th grade, I wish I still stayed in touch with him because I bet he's telling people to suck it right now. He would not eat a jawbreaker because he was convinced it would break jaws.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's one example.
Now he's right.
He is, at least in this example, a 19-year-old gal. The gal with the broken face goes by the name of Javaria.
That's not a name.
She says she and her friend bought some jawbreakers last month. And she said she became, quote, impatient.
Yeah, I think that happens to everyone.
She wanted to get to the middle of the candy right quick. She wanted that gumball in the middle of the jawbreaker. Now, I don't remember what part of the world this story comes from. And it's been 45 years probably since was there gum in the middle of a jawbreaker? I thought it was just kind of that dusty candy.
Some of them.
Oh, yeah, I don't remember gum at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember the dust.
This part of the world, I guess there's gum. So we'll just have to go along with it. Sorry, I started trouble there. So the gal got impatient. She wanted to get to the middle of the candy. So she bit down on the pig, and it snapped her jawbone for her.
Oh, no. Does she ever drank a glass of milk or
milk?
Ah, yes. Yeah,
every time you say that, every time you say milk, I think about my pal Big Phil. We grew up together, and he always said milk.
My wife is a milk gal.
I always wanted to choke Philly out for that, but I love him too much. He also would ask if he could borrow when he was writing something, he would ask if he could borrow a pen.
Oh. I had a buddy who called it a pillow instead of a pillow.
Big Phil says pillow.
Oh,
and he also would ask, once in a while, Josh, he'd ask if he could page through any editions of Penthouse magazine that I had around the house.
Yeah?
Do you have any Penthouse mag? I'd say, no, I have Penthouse magazines.
Did he call them pretzels, too?
Pretzels?
I don't recall that.
Yeah. My buddy,
for a pretzel?
Yeah.
I thought he really butchered pencil. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I've heard people who say pretzel. I don't know if Big Phil was one of them. So here's this gal. She bites down on a stinking jawbreaker. As soon as she bit down, Javaria, she felt a hell of a lot of pain. And her friend pointed out that her front tooth was chipped, and another one of her teeth was all loose and wiggling around her yapper. I mean, she broke everything loose. They called an ambulance. Doctors dumped an x-ray on Javaria. They found out she had, what did she do? She had made 2 fractures in her jaw. She's all effed up now. She had surgery on her hole. Her jaw was put back into place, and now she's got to be wired smooth shut for the next 6 weeks. Gonna go ahead and need a liquid diet and that whole bit.
6 weeks. I wish I had that.
How
when
long
I
is
had
yours?
my jaw broken, I was out for 4 months.
That's because they wanted you to shut up.
Oh, dang it.
That was medically induced, correct? Right?
Yep.
It wasn't an accident you had. You were correcting your unbelievable overbite.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. They broke it and then reset it and put some screws in.
Oh, that sounds miserable, man.
So I was looking up jawbreakers from Canada, where this chick's from.
Oh, Canada.
And there's a bunch of different varieties with candies and stuff in the middle. I don't remember that. I just remember, like you said, the chalky stuff.
Chalky. All right. Jaw wired shut, 6 weeks. Liquid diet. She's also going to need braces because she sprayed a few broken teeth around her yap when she bit into the candy. Like I said, just everything gave way. Now, take it easy here, fellas. Try to take it easy. The young gal has said, or at least written down on a sheet of paper at this point, she has said that this injury has made her realize how important her mouth is. Take it easy. It's made her realize how important her mouth is. You use it for literally everything in your life, she says.
Well, not everything. Try building a house with your mouth.
Ooh, it took her that long to have that epiphany that your mouth is useful. I think I noticed every single time I get a canker sore on the inside of my lip or on my tongue, then I'm like, why did I take advantage of my good mouth?
So what you're saying is you are eternally orally aware.
Yes.
And this gal should be more orally aware.
Yes.
That's gotta suck. For a $2 candy, she's gonna be paying thousands of dollars for braces and that surgery.
And no BJs.
Oh, boy.
No BJs.
Yeah, actually, to be specific, you took your mouth for granted.
Yes.
Yes. Other people are the ones that pounded that thing.
My favorite part of the story, Lavaria, whatever her name is, she has a message for others. She's urging other folks to not make the same. I'll get there. She's urging other folks to not make the same mistake that she has. She says, never bite into a jawbreaker. Just lick it, she says.
Yeah, take your time.
Licky lick.
We'll get there.
Even if it takes weeks to get to the middle, she says, licky lick. It was such a stupid thing. Barbaria, whatever her name is, says, people break their jaws in car accidents and fights. This was such an avoidable way to break your jaw. She feels like a damn jackass, Cubby.
Yeah, I'd be pretty embarrassed.
Yep.
A jackass. Now, living in a cold weather climate like we do around these parts, I'm going to assume some of us have gone ahead with this gimmick here, where on a really cold-ass day, you go outside with a pot of hot water, and then you throw that hot water up into the air skis, and the thought is that the hot water instantly turns to snow, right?
That's always fun. We did that in school every year.
Yeah, the weather folks tend to do that.
Yeah, I've never tried it, but I think that's how it plays out.
It can look pretty cool.
Yeah, when they get the slow-mo in there. Yeah, it looks pretty sweet.
You know how some people, I haven't seen this in a while, but when they vape, all of a sudden they're issuing a dense fog advisory.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what these look like.
A young gal out there in China, a gal out there in China tried that routine. Cold day, goes outside, hot pot of water, throw it up in the air. She mangled her own face in the process. She turned up with second-degree burns on her face, chest, neck, and head by splooging herself with the boiling hot water when she tossed it up into the air.
Oh, boy.
Zhang Nu is the poor gal's name. Of course, her face-melting nightmare was recorded on video for social media. It was around 4 below when she tried the hot water turned to ice bit. Problem was, the scalding hot water didn't freeze right away when it hit the air, and she also forgot to get her friggin' face out of the way. She went to the hospital. They covered her in creams and salves and whatnot. She's a stupid person, so she tried the gimmick again after she got out the hospital, and she failed again. Only this time she was able to avoid getting blistered any worse than she already is. So the word is, the hot water doesn't freeze instantly. It turns to water vapor, whatever that means. So it says here, if you're thinking of trying this yourself, don't throw the boiling hot water over your own head and then allow it to finish on your face. But also, it needs to be colder than 4 below. It's got to be closer to 20 damn below, they say here right now by damn Josh, to freeze that water. 20 below.
It's supposed to get there soon in Minnesota. I think I was looking the other day, 2 more weeks or so.
Well, then,
20 below?
I was looking, it said -30.
Oh,
so.
no.
Oh.
Well,
Dude,
I'm not sure if that's with the wind chill or
It's
not.
got to be,
It
right?
has to be.
Well, we all know that we're going to get a dose of that every winter, but what the hell are you doing looking at the weather report 2 weeks out?
I learned in
what do you got on the calendar coming up in 2 weeks?
Predict it up to 7 days.
You don't trust these sumbitches to call it 2 weeks ahead of time, do you?
I don't know where I saw that. Now
What were
that
you, the
asked.
Farmer's Almanac?
What was I doing?
Were you reading your horoscope?
Was I dreaming? I don't know. I'm wondering.
That's
what the heck was
ridiculous.
happening.
I mean,
Yeah, like most weather sites, they only go up to like 10 days because you can't prove it past 7.
And even then, it's like I was looking at how cold it was going to get Sunday and Monday, next Sunday and Monday, and I thought, well, that could change about 10 times.
Mm-hmm. Why did you choose to say, okay, looky here, it's going to be 20 tomorrow, 19 the next day. Let's see what's going to be happening in the middle of January. What are you doing the polar plunge or something?
Yeah, did you get a new sled?
No, I didn't, but I am very excited. I am very excited for that. So that actually, me and my dad have been talking about ice fishing, so that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, of course, it's going to get colder than hell here before too long. We know that. But 20 below, they say. If you want to do the hot water bit, yay, look at us on social media. If you want to do that bit, 20 below.
Just get out of the way.
And get the hell out of the way.
I can't imagine how much that would hurt. Very, very, very stingy.
All right, how about we close this here deal out with a story of a real deal, full-on hero. He's a hero! What movie? Toxic Avenger. In a place called South Africa, a fisherman saved a drowning woman by hooking her with his damn fishing line.
Oh.
He set the hook and he saved a gal's life.
That's pretty
Awesome.
crazy.
The fisherman, who I believe was just standing on the shore, he noticed a gal had gotten herself sucked into one of those riptides, Josh.
Ever been pulled in by one of those?
I was out in the ocean once or twice. Once I was trying to surf, and I suppose it took me this way, that way, but nothing where I was fearing for my life.
Yeah, just a minor one. We were warned to stay out of a certain area, and I didn't need 2 warnings when we were in the ocean there. Same thing. The guy said, hey, stay out of there. You can get a riptide.
Yeah,
take you out.
Friggin' riptide. It was that was a terrible cop show for a while in the 80s, wasn't it? Riptide.
Riptide? I don't remember that.
Look that one up. I think they had a cool helicopter. Look up.
Beartooth has a good song called Riptide.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm going to go along with that. Riptide, the buddy cop show, mid-'80s. I swear to God, they had a multicolored, what did I just say?
Helicopter?
Helicopter. Maybe I'm thinking of...
Airwolf?
Well, no, not the obvious
Yeah,
Airwolf
I
or
found
Blue
it.
Thunder. What Riptide?
Yeah, it's an American detective television series that ran on NBC.
Do they have a helicopter?
They do.
All right.
And a cool boat.
I win again. All right, again. Back to this fisherman standing on the shore. Noticed a gal had gotten sucked into the stinking riptide. Not too far out into the water there, you know what I'm saying? This was around 1 o'clock in the godforsaken a.m. Not an ideal time to swim or fish, if you ask me, but whatever. 1 o'clock in the morning. The feller was one of a handful of fishermen there on the beach. Saw the lady struggling, so he fired his effing lure over that way, and he hooked her by her damn blue jeans. And he was able to reel her ass in. Once she reached waist-deep water, other fishermen jumped in to help her to the sand, and it turned out to be a state record. He's going to have his picture in next month's edition of Outdoor News.
He didn't have to throw her back?
No. Craziest thing, one of the craziest things I ever saw was on a fishing trip, way the F up, northern Minnesota, Cabotogama, Namakan Lake, up there off the Ash River. Some of you folks know what I'm talking about. A buddy of mine's dad, God rest his soul, Mike. Mike was a fishing in the boat next to us, trolling. And Mike was a little bit of a space cadet. And he left his rod hanging over the side of the boat. I think he was maybe pissing over the side of the boat. Left his bail closed. And got a snag. And it sucked his rod, of course, over the side of the boat. Down to the bottom she goes. And this was his favorite fishing rod that he had had since he was 2 or something. And Mike was no kid at the time. And he was devastated. And he's embarrassed. Jesus Christ. Look away for 1 minute. favorite rod and reel down to the bottom of the lake. We were probably fishing in 20 feet of water, trolling, like I said. I don't know, 20 minutes later, he's got his new rod and reel now. He's trolling. Jesus, I think I got one. And he caught his old rod.
No way.
Off the bottom of the friggin' lake with his new rod.
What luck.
I know.
Wow.
Brought that sumbitch right back into the boat. Couldn't believe it. I wouldn't have believed it if I hadn't seen it myself.
That's
he was
incredible.
Ecstatic. He went through, I don't know, for the next hour and a half, I bet he had a dozen MGDs.
I would hang that thing on the wall like a mount.
Yeah. He was pumped. Picked it right off the bottom of the friggin'.
Sports on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
I dig this tune and everything.
That's a rockin'.
But something tells me there was supposed to be some audio in there somewhere.
We're having an issue here. Let's see if this works. Nope.
It was worth a shot.
Great way to end the year.
You know, I need
time and effort.
I need the Brotherhood's help real quick. I need the Brotherhood's help. And they've never let us down, have they, Josh?
Never once.
I'm having a friggin' brain block here, and it's driving me nuts now. A few minutes ago, we were talking about an old 80s buddy cop television show called Riptide. It's killing me. I'm trying to come up with, and I can't find it anywhere on the friggin' internet. I'm trying to come up with another. I believe they may have been brothers that teamed up, or just could have been the standard buddy cop 80s television show again. One of the actors was an older guy, bald, mustache. I think he also went on to star in a show called Major Dad or something awful like that. The other cop was a blonde guy. They might have been brothers. Again,
Is it Simon and Simon?
Simon and F me running Simon.
Oh, I think my parents watched that.
They were brothers.
Yes.
It was killing me. Josh, tell them how bad this was killing me while we were in commercial.
It was driving you nuts.
Thank you, Ashley.
Of course.
Simon and Simon. That was a solid friggin' show. My brother was totally in love with Simon und Simon. I liked it. My brother was crazy. But I was sitting here trying to come up with that friggin' show.
My parents loved it. They fought about it a little bit. My mom was a Simon guy, but my dad was more of a Simon guy.
Right. Right.
Let me try this, see if this works. God darn it.
What happened?
I don't know.
Oh, you're trying the audio again.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Ah, well, these things.
We got a new thing.
I'm nuts.
We'll figure it out. Timberwolves have won 3 in a row. Vikings won another close game. Everyone's touching themselves over that one. The Pigs lost at home. Thanks a lot, Pigs.
Yeah.
Ruined it.
Everything was going so well. Everything was going well. No, these are all important developments here with our local ball clubs, especially the Vikes. Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder will be cruising on in here in about a half hour, and we can sort this nightmare out. Till then, hang around. Josh's news is coming up next.
There's a douchiness to them.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Hi there, I'm Nicole Khalil, host of This Is Woman's Work, where together we're redefining what it means, what it looks and feels like to be doing woman's work in the world today. From boardrooms to studios, kitchens to coding dens, we explore the multifaceted experiences of today's woman, confirming that the new definition is whatever feels true and right and real for you. We're torching the old playbook and writing our own rules. Who runs the world? You decide. Follow and listen to This Is Woman's Work, part of the Believe Network on your favorite platform.
Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
I seen a Santa Claus outfit, a man wearing it run across the street to the house, and then I seen the policeman chasing behind him. And then another police officer pulled up and brought him back out into the road in his Santa Claus suit, and that's where they handcuffed him and arrested him.
A 51-year-old man who dressed as Santa Claus on Christmas Eve morning terrorized his neighbors with a machete. Neil Champagne was arrested after he wrote the word pedophile in chalk at the end of his neighbor's driveway, escalating what neighbors describe as months of erratic and aggressive behavior. Security camera footage provided by the victim captured Champagne wearing the Santa costume, repeatedly making threats and defamatory remarks. "He's threatening to kill me and my wife countless times," the victim said. The sheriff's office confirmed deputies responded to 61 calls to the victim's home in just 2 months, all involving Champagne.
Jesus Christ.
The footage also showed him standing at the edge of the victim's property, shouting obscenities, spitting, and making crude gestures. He always screamed, calling him a child molester, one neighbor recalled.
That's not right.
Authorities found no evidence connecting the victim to child abuse, much less any crime at all. Champagne's unrelenting and unfounded accusations reportedly escalated to the point of using a sound system even to blare songs about child molestation.
Woo.
How did it take him that long to get this guy arrested?
Well, he might have been arrested before, but he's arrested again.
And does anyone know that set list?
No, I didn't want to look it up. I didn't want that in my search history, but I was wondering how many songs about that are there?
Is anyone out there familiar with the child molestation set list?
That sucks.
And isn't it frightening, Josh, to think that you can be completely innocent of something so horrible, but yet you have some whack bag in your neighborhood that's that dead set on it being the truth? That's horrifying to me.
There has to be like at least one neighbor too that's like, I don't know.
Right.
Well, everybody would wonder, right?
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Even if the guy's nuts, you wonder, well, maybe he's right about one thing, and that's a pretty sick thing.
Dude.
Jimmy Carter, the 39th president of the United States and a lifelong champion of philanthropy and humanitarian causes, passed away yesterday. He was 100 years old.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
Carter became something of a cultural marvel in his later years for his sheer resilience, entering hospice care nearly 2 years ago, a step many associate with imminent passing. He surprised everyone by defying the odds, though, becoming the first former president to reach the century mark. Many large publications, such as network television stations and papers of record, will often have pre-written obituaries for newsworthy figures that are advancing in age in order to have them ready to publish immediately after passing. But in a strange bit of irony, Jimmy Carter managed to outlive one of the writers of his pre-prepared obituary by 7 years.
Dang.
Whoa. Carter passed away at home in Plains, Georgia.
He made her to one hondo?
Yeah, 100.
That's the goal, right?
Oh, not for me personally. But anyway, you know what? I got to say, what Jimmy Carter seemed to me, he seemed to be something you just don't see in politics at all anymore, and that is just a good person. That's what he seemed to me.
He had the reputation of being a very good guy. Nobel Peace Prize winner.
Yeah, just a good person. Yeah. That's that trend is come and gone.
A man went on a sacrilegious rampage at 2 Maryland churches on Christmas Eve, pouring whiskey and holy water at a place of worship before fed-up parishioners detained him. 56-year-old Thomas Von Getz ensured his spot on the naughty list and in a jail cell this holiday season after disturbing two Catholic masses within hours. Von Getz's antics started around 5 p.m. when he entered Holy Angels Catholic Church during Mass, dropping an onion in the aisle as he walked up to the altar.
He dumped an onion onto the floor?
He dropped it. That's not a euphemism for anything.
He just had it in his pocket. Whoop, there goes my onion.
It was a real onion, maybe in case he was on Let's Make a Deal.
Yeah.
When an attendee followed him outside, he pelted the person with tangerines before taking off. Now, here's a guy that went to the grocery store recently. Hours later, during midnight mass at St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church, he dumped whiskey into holy water and threatened parishioners. Churchgoers fought to remove the man who tried to hit several people with his liquor bottle before they managed to detain him until deputies arrived.
Should we make that, Josh? Should we make that our new euphemism for squeezing out a deuce? Hey, Drew, I gotta dump an onion.
It does sound like a poop metaphor.
Yeah, I got to drop an onion here, so pull over.
A 36-year-old Wisconsin woman's been arrested and charged with arson after telling authorities she set her apartment on fire as part of a satanic ritual. Charmelia Jeffries was taken into custody December 21st after Milwaukee first responders rushed to the apartment building fire. Thankfully, no one was injured in the blaze, but Jeffrey's bizarre explanation for starting that fire quickly raised eyebrows. When questioned by police, she elaborated, saying the fire was part of a satanic ritual they do around those times, and insisted she was being targeted. They've been setting me up, putting witchcraft traps in my house, she told detectives. Police say she also reportedly instructed her son to remove the smoke detectors, calling them suspicious. In another story out of Wisconsin, 2 Minnesota teenagers were arrested for destroying multiple mailboxes. The vandalism spree was reported about 3 p.m. Thursday in Barron County, where dispatchers got calls about mailboxes being damaged, burned, and destroyed in several locations. Police started patrolling the area and took 6 complaints of mail and mailboxes being set on fire. A 17-year-old from Webster and a 15-year-old from Cambridge were both arrested. They found a bunch of items in their car, too, that linked them to those crimes.
Is there any connections to Satan?
No, not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I did a lot of vandalism as a kid, but I never, destroyed a mailbox.
Never took a baseball bat to a mailbox?
I was always threatened by the people saying it's like a federal offense to mess with the mailbox, and that kind of frightened me for some reason. Throwing eggs, I had no issue with, but for some reason, the fear of a federal offense hanging over my head was enough to get me to not mess with mailboxes.
We cut right through that, Dana.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Didn't let that bother you?
It was terrible. Halloween 1988. Terrible what we did.
Angry over receiving a $2 tip on a $33.10 order of pizza and chicken wings, a 22-year-old delivery driver reportedly clocked out of work and returned later that night to stab a female customer, a pregnant woman, 14 times.
Jeez.
The incident began around 10 p.m. when Brianna Alvello delivered a $33 order to Melinda Izeri at Riviera Motel. Izeri, along with her boyfriend Bobby Brooks and their 5-year-old daughter, were celebrating Brooks' birthday. After handing over $50 to pay for the food, Izeri asked for change. Eventually, she and Brooks tipped the driver $2.
$2?
Resulting in Alvello rolling her eyes and walking away without a word. Then the night took a dark turn. 90 minutes later, the pizza driver reportedly returned to the motel, accompanied by a male accomplice, both dressed in black and wearing masks and ready for violence. They banged on the door, and when Izeri opened it, the pair forced their way inside. The male accomplice wielded a gun, while the female searched through Izeri's purse and the family's belongings, destroying their child's Nintendo Switch in the process.
Okay.
Then she pulled a knife. As Izeri tried to protect her daughter, Alvello attacked, stabbing her 14 times. The woman was rushed to the hospital, where she learned she was a few weeks pregnant.
Son of a bitch.
Police quickly identified the suspect, with police noting she was upset about the tip.
I bet if she asked that lady, like, hey, if you don't give me more money, I'm going to stab you 14 times, I bet the lady would have gave her some money.
I agree, and she'd probably be in less trouble.
Yep.
That's a memorable night for a lot of different reasons.
Stab me 14 times, but just leave my Switch alone.
Yeah, I think that's what would really set you off.
Mm-hmm.
From a pizza delivery nightmare to a burrito bowl brawl, unfortunately, food service is no stranger to high-stakes drama. And this time, it's Chipotle taking a turn in the spotlight with a guacamole grapple. A Chipotle customer in Washington, D.C. smashed an employee in the face with a burrito bowl after she didn't get a refund for her Uber Eats order. The footage begins with the upset customer behind the counter at a Chipotle in Washington. Oh, no, my computer just died again. Oh, God darn it, this has been awesome. Washington, D.C., making her own food as stunned staff look on. At first, some workers try and stop her, but their efforts fail. She keeps serving herself until one fed-up employee steps in, grabs the bowl, and tries to take it away. The customer, though, slams the dish in an employee's face, sending food flying.
Just let her make her food. Just get her food, please. Just let her get her food. Ooh.
The employee, 22-year-old Roberto Hernandez, said the customer stormed into the restaurant last week, demanding a refund after claiming Uber Eats delivered the wrong order. Hernandez explained she needed to get the refund from Uber Eats, not the restaurant, but she wouldn't listen. That's when she went behind the counter to make her own burrito bowl, leading to the confrontation.
I was mad, upset, but to me, I'm a man. I can't hit a female. So I walked away. She was saying I'm gonna come back and stab them and all that. I was scared. She was scaring my coworker and all that too.
I'm a man and I can't take a female. Not that I'd ever want to, but I'd lose that fight. The customer later said, I'm not saying what I did was right, but I'm not saying what I did was wrong.
If you watch the video and she goes behind the counter and makes her own burrito bowl, she's got a very heavy hand there with the meat scoops. She was just piling it on. Big three scoops of chicken.
I bet she wasn't going to pay for double either, Dana.
No, she wasn't.
That'd be triple.
You know, that's the way they used to do it. And good math, Wapple. 3 scoops, triple. A 39-year-old woman said she saw a Walmart delivery driver sitting in a vehicle in her driveway, pleasuring himself. In an unwelcome surprise that no one saw coming, Alvin Ortiz delivered groceries to the woman's front door about 9:10 a.m. and returned to his car, where he stayed for 10 to 15 minutes. Concerned, the woman went to his car to check on why he was still there. Approaching the vehicle, she claimed she saw the grocery delivery man with his pants down, fondling his eggplant, so she ran inside and called a neighbor. Her neighbor confronted Ortiz, who reportedly rushed to pull up his pants. He then argued with the neighbor before driving away, yelling he was coming back to, quote, F everyone up.
What do you mean? Why is he mad?
Well, he got interrupted while pleasing himself. Oh. Frustrating, I'm sure.
Who here amongst us can say that they're willing to be a masturbator confrontor?
Oh, boy,
no, definitely not.
Well, yeah, I guess I would.
If it was a woman, I'd take one for the team, for you guys.
You would?
Yep.
You'd have to push us out of the way.
Josh, you went ahead and called yourself someone who would be willing to be a masturbator confronter.
Yeah, I've seen plenty of men masturbate, unfortunately, in my day, and
I don't know. I don't know that I have what it takes for that, to be a masturbator confrontor.
I bet you could if it was in your own home or driveway or a neighbor you got along with. You probably could.
My own home? Okay. I didn't think of it that way. I was just thinking general,
like sitting on a park bench.
In public type of a thing. Sure, in my own home or on my own property, one or the other. Okay, I didn't think of that.
Oh, yeah, if it was somewhere like public where there weren't kids or something around, it was just me and that gentleman. I'm kind of trying to get into the JOI business, right? Kind of as like a side hustle, I believe they call it.
I'm not sure what JOI is.
Isn't it blank instruction?
Oh, yeah, from porno websites. How did you learn about that?
I was expecting that out of Josh. I was thinking it must have been something different.
Yeah, not thinking about porn.
Who told you about JOI?
My friend Ben, who tells me everything.
Oh, okay, Ben.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm trying to get into that.
Okay.
So maybe I could practice.
My bro Curtis, one particular evening, was a masturbator confronter.
Wow.
This was what I think was an obvious, like, fraternity dare or something. Curtis and a couple other guys were at a frickin' dance club. This is so many years ago. We were like 22, 3 years old. They were at some dance club. And all
dudes just
young people all dancing around. What was the hot song in '93? Probably something. I saw the sign and it opened up my eyes. I saw, and then there was a stage also that was not being used at the time. All the young people are on the dance floor. There's a stage for a band. There was no band playing, so the stage was empty. And some dude just got up on the stage, pulled down his pants and his underwears, laid down on his back, and started just wailing on himself like it was his damn job.
That's awful.
Why did he lay down?
Make himself comfortable, Ashley. Come on.
And everybody in the joint was just, You know, it was horrible. It was just disgusting and shocking and frightening. Curtis took it upon himself to walk up to the guy. I wasn't there. I wish I would have seen it. But I guess Curtis got his face right in the guys. They were like nose to nose. And Curtis said, "What are you doing? What in the hell are you doing?" And it caused the young guy to pull his drawers up and get the hell out of there.
That's awesome.
He was a masturbator confronter. I don't know, aside from what Josh brought up of where it might take place on my property, I don't know that I could be that guy.
Yeah, it really is situational dependent.
Yeah, it depends if they're bigger than you, too. Are they complete? Oh, I mean height.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
How torqued are they?
If they're completely naked, like if they're completely naked masturbating, I don't know.
A lot of factors.
Go to that guy.
A lot of facters, Ashley.
And Ashley, you're right. The body position makes a difference too. The fact that he's laying down for some reason makes it more weird.
Yeah,
it does.
I mean, if he's in the privacy of his own home, okay, but he's on stage. I don't know. That makes it more strange.
Yeah, so I think it was a frat house prank or, you know, the what do they call that gimmick in the fraternities when you're trying out the
Oh, hazing?
They were
pledging?
Pledging, yeah. They gave the pledge kid too much oxy or something. I don't know.
Police arrested a 27-year-old Arizona man after he posted video showing himself spraying bug spray on produce at Walmart.
People eat that stuff. Like, regardless if you're doing a prank or not, you're just really messing with the community at that point.
Charles Smith reportedly intended to film pranks for social media. He took a can of bug spray from the shelf without paying. He sprayed it on produce and rotisserie chickens, then filmed himself doing it and posted the video online.
Whenever they post stuff, I think it's just trying to draw attention to themselves.
Oh, I never considered that. He reportedly admitted to the theft and creating the video when questioned by police. In neighboring New Mexico, a bizarre scene unfolded at a Walmart there. Santa Fe police arrested a 34-year-old man on charges of aggravated burglary after he turned the store in a shoplifting slumber party. An employee working on Christmas to prepare for the next day's business heard strange noises and spotted a man wandering through the store. Investigators discovered that man had entered the Walmart during business hours Christmas Eve. As closing time approached, he slipped into the clothing section and hid, waiting for all the employees to leave. Once the coast was clear, he began his unusual overnight escapade. Surveillance footage revealed the man busily collecting merchandise, loading it into shopping carts, and breaking into a locked knife cabinet. Not stopping there, he set up a makeshift camp in the store, helped himself to several bottles of alcohol, and caused significant damage to electronics and display cases.
That would be really fun. Besides, the illegal part, but just being alone at night in a grocery store and having it be like your own little campsite, that'd be a blast.
I'd try some of those hot Funyuns I keep seeing at Walmart.
Oh, dude, those are so good.
Yeah, they're really good.
A 22-year-old Pennsylvania man was arrested after shooting his older brother on Christmas Eve right in the Yule log.
Oh.
The incident unfolded about 10 p.m. in Butler Township, where police responded to reports of a shooting. Officers found the 27-year-old victim outside, suffering from a gunshot wound to the penis.
God, no.
According to investigators, the younger brother, Logan Rapinski, had stormed off from their residence earlier in the evening, visibly upset.
Rapinski?
That's right. Concerned, his older brother tracked him down, finding him parked on a nearby street. When the brother approached the car, things quickly escalated. Rapinski loaded a handgun, fired a single shot from about 14 feet away, and then fled on foot. That shot hit him in the schmeckle. He claimed the shooting was an act of self-defense. He told police his brother had confronted him, threatened him, and then pointed and said, "Are you going to shoot at me?" before the question was answered and the shot was fired. Despite his claims of self-defense, the older brother was unarmed at that time.
Shooting your own brother in the pecker.
I'm hoping that was an act. I mean, shooting your own brother, awful.
Right.
Penis adds something to it. Hopefully that part was an accident. He's a bad shot.
Yeah, it takes a different type of person to do something like that.
St. Paul police caught 2 suspected porch pirates red-handed during Christmas week in the McAllister-Groveland neighborhood. In a video posted on Facebook Friday, officers pulled the duo over and found numerous packages in the backseat of their vehicle, leading to the recovery of dozens of items, from baby clothes to toys to food gift sets. Data from security.org shows porch pirates have stolen $12 billion worth of goods delivered to homes in the U.S. so far this year. Billion.
I was wondering where the hell my baby clothes were at.
Porch pirate has it.
Yeah, $12 billion. Jeez.
Wow.
Lick me down.
Whether it was chasing down porch pirates to navigating high-stakes calls, St. Paul police had their hands full last week, though one response took an unexpected detour as it went straight into someone's living room. A St. Paul police officer crashed into a home while responding to a call Thursday night. Around 8:45 p.m., the squad crashed into the house, injuring the officer during that crash. The crash caused minor damage to the home. That's something you're not expecting.
No, there goes my home.
Yeah, there's a cop right there in the living room.
Piss.
Okay.
Double piss.
Doing my best over here. Sorry. We got a lot of problems with the computer.
We just throw it in the trash.
Yeah, just junk it.
It's probably going to make you feel better if you just pick that damn thing up.
Not the story.
Yeah, the story's gone.
The computer.
Huh?
Just throw the computer away, not the story.
The computer's expensive.
Oh.
What if we gave it a good beating?
Yeah, just hit it a couple times.
Well, that's usually what we got to do, smack it on the side, right?
Mm-hmm. There you go. I have a Craftsman Phillips head screwdriver right here. Do all the damage you can with that sumbitch right here.
I don't think I'm going to do that.
Come on, stab your computer. Kill it.
We can get it to work.
Kill it.
Big Rig Fenders Jesus sent a get well shout out to his girlfriend, Recon Alaska Jesus, who's been sick the last few days.
Oh, no.
Hope you get better. Happy birthday to Ethan, turning the big 09 coming up here on the 1st. From Karen Rogers is a douche Jesus. And happy 39th to Hick Chick Jesus. That's 93X News.
Randy Shaver.
Got a fat ass and a bad attitude.
On the Half-Assed Morning Show.
For us to not exactly play the way that we wanted to on offense early on, and our defense be able to get some crucial stops against a really good offense in Green Bay, yeah, it's incredible. I think, obviously it goes both ways. We all feed off each other's energy, and it's going to continue to be that way.
Such a point for them to play well at home this year and win football games for what I believe is the greatest group of fans in the National Football League. This venue, this building, what we do, our folks that put the game on. I mean, everything about it feels like we're operating as one.
That's all adorable. But would you looky here, by God, it's our old pals, the Ass Man and the Lonely Boy, Randy Shaver and Brad Ryder. Welcome back to the show, fellas.
Just here for a 2-day stint, that's all.
I'm just here for one day stint.
Brad's here for 1 day. The rest of us are here for 2 days. It's our latest F-off week, our final F-off week.
Of the year.
And for quite a stretch of time, so we should take great advantage. Yeah, it's a short one here. We're just, like I said earlier, we're broadcasting here for a couple days, and then we're off to celebrate the new year like God and our forefathers intended us to. So welcome back, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Nice to be back.
Did you have a Christmas overflowing with joy and wonder?
Yeah, peace and love as well. Yep.
Yeah, and bills. Yes.
All of that came into play, huh?
Yes, it was good.
Are both of you in town?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. No more vacations planned for either one of you for a while?
Well, I wouldn't say that, but for right now, I'm here. Yeah.
Where are you going? Where are you going next?
What's that?
Where are you going next, Randy Shaver?
I'm going someplace warm in about 3 weeks.
Okay.
Vegas?
Yeah. No.
Brad?
Sit down, Brad.
You don't feel like talking. It's okay if you don't want to talk about it now.
I'm not going to talk about it now, no.
Okay. Sounds kind of secretive and slutty. I like it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Go in the red light district over in Amsterdam.
Yeah, there you go.
Have you been watching any sports on television?
Well, of course.
Yeah. Vikings won another close game yesterday. And it's obvious, I think, at this point, it's obvious to me at least, at this point, that the Vikings will win their very first Super Bowl this season.
So you've moved off of the fact that they may lose their first playoff game to Kirk Cousins.
Forgot about
and
that.
now are on to the fact that we are going to win the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Is Kirk Cousins going to be playing? What's the situation?
No.
Well, no, they just added another chapter to it. Michael Penix is going to get hurt in the playoff game, and he's going to come in relief and then beat us.
Yeah,
well,
Brad Ryder.
You're assuming that they end up winning that division. I think Tampa Bay is going to.
Yeah, I know.
Let's just get back to the Vikings. Let's get back. I don't want to talk about Captain Death Rocks and whatever nightmare he's currently involved in. But you're right, Brad Ryder. That was the vibe I got the first 8-10 weeks of the season.
Right.
Sure, the Vikings look like a decent ball club, but they'll wet the bed in one way or another. The popular theory there for a while, like Brad said, was that Kirk Cousins would come here to the new Metrodome and win by 35, maybe 42 points. But now I think it's obvious.
Yep.
Well, we'll get back to that conversation on the Super Bowl. Yesterday, the Vikings beat the Green Bay Packers by 2 points. It's their 9th win in a row. Sam Darnold passed for a personal best 377 yards, 3 touchdowns. And it says here they're 1 win from the NFC's top seed for the playoff.
Right.
They've got a final week showdown in Detroit for both the NFC North title and the first-round bye, plus home field advantage that comes with the best record in the So the Eagles can't take that away from the Lions? They can't.
No.
So it comes down to this. Whoever wins Sunday's game between the Vikings and the Lions will obviously win the division. Who cares about the division?
And that's why it was flexed to Sunday night.
Okay. The Eagles have no chance of taking that away from either of. Okay.
No.
Let's get back.
So tonight's game that the Lions are playing in, and I maybe
really
jumping ahead, means nothing. Means absolutely nothing, because they could lose 56-0 and still win next week and win all that.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong. If they lose tonight and then we tie next Sunday, doesn't that mean we're number one then? If somehow that happened,
I'm not gonna lose any sleep over that.
If somehow that happened,
I don't know that, Ashley, but I'm going to take your friggin' word for it. I'm writing it on a blackboard at my house.
So we'll game plan all week for a tie.
That'd be crazy.
But let's get back to the bigger picture. The Vikings will win this year's Super Bowl. You heard it here first. The game on Sunday in Detroit, people are obsessing about it. It doesn't matter. Win or lose on Sunday. You can already put it in the record books. The wait is over, Vikings fans. This is the year that they finally win it all.
Oh, don't say that. You're giving me chills.
And if you don't believe me, that's fine, but you should know. You should know something. 6 years ago, I predicted the so-called Minneapolis Miracle minutes before it happened. I call it what it actually was. It was the Hennepin County fluke. But the point is, nobody thought it was possible but me. I called it minutes ahead of time. Everyone else in town wet their pants when Cliff Keebler tossed that touchdown pass, except me. All I said was, told you, to a bar full of screaming morons that afternoon. I remember. So the reason I bring it up is to help folks like you, Ashley, relax. Don't worry about the Vikings. They will win it all. You can trust me. I know things.
I really hope you're right.
I just wanted to make a point. I have a track record of predicting great things that appear to be impossible.
Oh, my God.
I won five lap dances when I predicted the Hennepin County fluke.
Nice.
I did. Everyone I remember that day like it was yesterday. Everyone in the bar, who were they playing? New Orleans, right? Hennepin County fluke. Wasn't it New Orleans?
Yep.
Everyone in the bar, well, thanks for nothing again, Vikings. Once again, you got our hopes. They blew it again. Everyone's done, right? And I said they're going to score on this friggin' drive. That's it. It's over. Thanks again, Vikings. Bunch of losers. And I said they're going to score on this drive. And then like 3 minutes before that pass, I said it again to my buddy Lou. You can ask Lou. You guys have met Lou. I said to Lou, they're going to score right here. And he said, no, they're not. And I said, bet me 5 lap dances at Rick's Cabaret. And he said, sure. Next thing you know, the fluke happened. My point is, again, I have a great track record of predicting wonderful things before anybody else sees it as possible. Put it in the record books. The Vikings are this year's Super Bowl champion.
Well, I'll say this.
Yeah. How can you say anything that tops what I just broke down for you, Randy?
If they win the division and win the number 1 seed, they certainly have a much better chance to do what you're saying they can do.
Then they're 2 home wins away from going.
Yeah, they're 2 home wins away. That's correct. And, the way they've played this year, both offensively and defensively, and the fact that they're healthy right now, the way they are healthy, I'm not going to sit here and say no, that I don't agree. But I think their chances are much better to make the Super Bowl if they can earn that number 1 seed.
I think it'll be a massive advantage for them in particular if they get the number 1 seed. I mean, I can see other teams coming out of the conference without the number 1 seed, but I think just the way they play at home and and the alternative, which would be to probably go to Tampa, like you're talking about, and I don't want to either. That game would scare me a lot. Yeah, and if they could get a week off and then a couple of home games, I think it's a massive difference. I know you kind of made fun of the fact that we're playing up this game next week already. It's a massive game. It's a huge game because I don't want to go play it in Tampa that first game.
And this comes around every year.
And
right?
I think the Lions would argue the same argument because
probably, yeah,
they're a much better football team, I think, at home than they are away. Their injury situation is different, way different than every team in the NFC right now. So playing at home for them is critical. It will giving that week's rest is critical. They need this game, I think, way more than the Vikings do for a playoff run.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. A lot of the other teams in the conference, you can see them going on the road and winning. You can see them. See that happening, but not. I don't know. It's weird. These two teams, they kind of need this bye in these home games, I think.
Here's the thing, and you social media types, you know what I'm talking about. Every year, right around this time, some attention-starved dork shows up on all the sports websites, don't they, with their way too soon tattoo.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? Predicting Buccaneers world champs. Look, I got it before anybody else did. Ashley, we got a tattoo junkie right here, don't we, Josh? Ashley, why don't you go get that Vikings Super Bowl? After that inspiring speech that I gave, you should go get your Vikings Super Bowl 2025, whatever the hell number Super Bowl it is, tattooed today. And you can be that star of all the sports websites.
Heck yeah.
Why don't we do that, Josh?
Let's do it.
All right. You love getting tattoos. I don't think you care what you get.
No, I really don't.
Do you have a problem being a part of a really, really tired bit?
Nah, I like that.
No, look at what you do for a living right here.
Exactly.
Yeah. Right.
Go full back tattoo too, Ashley.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Put it in the record books already.
I'm gonna get Sam Darnold's name tattooed on me.
Can't believe that he's dating the Hawk to a girl.
that is a myth.
Is she still around?
Yeah, she's dating Sam Darnold. Of course, she's still
at
around.
The game yesterday, actually.
Oh, did you see her, Dana?
Yeah, I did see her.
Sitting in a suite with A-Rod and.
She was at Mall of America. No.
She was. I saw her walking around. For the first time since the year 2020, I think I have this correct, an NFL running back has rushed for more than 2,000 yards in a single season. I think I have that accurate. So Eagles running back Saquon Barkley reached 2,000 yards yesterday against the Dallas Cowboys. He's now closing in, as we discussed a couple weeks ago. He's closing in on the Eric Dickerson all-time record. Eric Dickerson rushed for.
Eric Dickerson has already said he doesn't want him to break the record.
Well, I wouldn't want him to either if I were Eric Dickerson.
Yeah, I'm glad you gave that candid, honest answer and didn't do the old, well, I'd be so happy for the young man.
Yeah, he said there's no way I'm cheering for the guy.
Eric Dickerson's way too cool for any of us in the first place.
The question is whether Barkley will even play next week. I mean, I think the Eagles, obviously, they've clinched a playoff spot. They've clinched the East. They may sit him, or maybe they'll play him for a little bit, kind of see where the game goes, because he needs over 100 yards, right? To break
92, 93.
I think he needs 101 to break it. I think.
Well, wait, but don't you think he's going to say, "F you guys, I'm playing. I want to be the all-time rushing champion"?
He may, and they may. I mean, that's the question. The question is, will he play?
That coach seems like a pushover anyway. So there you go.
I mean, the last thing you want the Eagles to do is have a guy like that get hurt before they start their playoff run.
Yes, we know. People are texting, yes, we know Eric Dickerson did it in 16 games. When we talked about this a week or so ago, I wondered, do you guys count it? I don't. When you have an extra game to play, I don't count it. I don't care. I don't care what Saquon Barkley does. Dickerson will be the all-time guy for me.
But Dickerson broke the record from somebody who only played 14 games.
I'm sorry?
That's probably true, yes.
Yeah, so Dickerson broke the record of somebody who had played 14 games.
You're sure about that? Mm-hmm. Well, who was it? Walter Payton?
I'll have to look it up.
Well, then I shouldn't count Eric Dickerson either. When did they play just 2 games? Who was the record holder when they only played 2 games in the season?
Strike year?
Yeah,
Bill Brown.
Because he would be the all-time greatest running back. It says here, former Viking running back and total moron Adrian Peterson came the closest in the year 20+12 when he put up 2,097 rushing yards.
Yeah.
So what's his name? Barkley's at 2,000-something or another. Dickerson, 2,100.
Yeah, Dickerson topped OJ, who only played 14 games when he rushed for 2,003 yards.
All right, well, then OJ's the greatest of all time. Is this for real?
Whatever happened to OJ, by the way? Anyway,
he died.
Yeah, he passed.
Yeah. No, I know. I meant after football.
After football. Well, he started doing television commercials. He did television. He did some movies, some comedic. You ever heard the Naked Gun movie series?
Sure.
The Towering Inferno with Paul Newman and Steve McQueen.
Running through airports and then running from the law.
I'm just going to torture Brad by taking this question seriously and covering everything. And then there was this one night, Brad.
Yeah, you're going to sit down for this one, Brad.
You want to talk about the hitting the fan. Look up this other night.
There's a meme. I don't know if you guys have seen this. There's a meme that has been going around in recent years. It's a shot of O.J. Simpson, Bruce Jenner, and Howard Cosell. And Howard Cosell sitting between those two, and the meme says, "You would not believe what I looked into the future and saw," or something like that. Yeah, about these two.
Yeah. I hear what you. Former Viking quarterback Teddy Bridgewater. It's amazing that people still love to tell Teddy Bridgewater stories around here. But is this for real? He's come out of retirement to be a backup for the Lions?
Yep.
He is. Yes.
Why?
After he won a state championship as a high school football coach.
Mm-hmm. Why is he doing that? Money?
I think the Lions asked him.
All right.
Yeah, they wanted him.
All right. Okay, so we got all these college bowl games happening. I haven't really dialed into any of it, but I'll be watching.
The Gophers play Friday.
I'm very interested in Friday's game. I am. The Mayo Bowl, and I've already expressed that I'll be closing my eyes if there's buckets of mayo spilled all over college students. I will. But I'm looking for. I love Golden Gopher football. I'm looking forward to that game. It's a Friday night. That's fun. But if there has been one bowl game that a lot of folks gravitate towards, it's that Pop-Tarts Bowl, and
I can't get enough of this.
Yeah, that was
I just
a lot
can't.
of fun.
I have watched probably every video you can watch on this.
Oh, come on. I watched it. It wasn't that funny anymore.
Oh, my gosh. It's so fun. The highlights, I put some highlights up on 93x.com, too. You thinking, when the Pop-Tart, he opens up his package that he's in all sexy.
Yeah. The big reveal of what type of Pop-Tart they are.
What Pop-Tart is this guy going to be?
Dude, the dead Pop-Tart from last year, looking on. He's up in the stands.
He's dead.
All by himself.
I don't know. I guess
watching this.
The bit's kind of come and gone for me. But anyway, Iowegian State beat the University of Miami in the Pop-Tarts Bowl, and they did I guess it was a very exciting game. There was a late touchdown, and everybody wet their pants. But then they they toasted the Pop-Tart mascot, and the players ate it in the whole bit.
The trophy that they had a working toaster on the top of it.
Obviously, you're very enthusiastic about this.
Dude, it's just so good. They really went for it. Whoever runs their marketing team is a genius.
Josh, are you still dialed into the Pop-Tarts Bowl?
I think it's pretty cute. I thought it was funny that they put sprinkles on the sidelines.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
A buddy of mine covers the team for whatever the newspaper is down there in Des Moines. So he was at the game, and he said the media got served at halftime Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches. That sounds delightful.
That sounds.
If it were the hot fudge sundae ones, ooh wee.
That sounds like a stoner meal.
Oh, that does.
All right, the Pop-Tart.
I also think there was some controversy in that game. The quarterback for Miami, Cam Ward, who's going to be one of the top picks in the draft.
Right.
He played the first half, then sat the second half.
Right.
I think refused to play the second half.
Too many of those Pop-Tart ice cream sandwiches, maybe.
That'll give you diabetes.
Didn't he set some kind of record, most passing this or that of all time? I don't know. I missed it. The Timberwolves have won 3 in a row, all very dramatic wins. Last night they were able to beat the San Antonio Spurs by a bucket, led by unlikely scoring leader Dante DiVincenzo.
It's about time. They need something from those guys.
Oh, my God.
I mean,
suddenly he's hotter than hell. As hot as he was cold for the first part of the season. Suddenly Dante DiVincenzo is terrific. Scored 26 points.
They've needed more from their bench. That's kind of the point. And they're finally getting it a little bit.
Josh, I heard my new favorite pronunciation for Victor Wembanyama. That's the legitimate pronunciation. Wembanyama, right?
Yep.
We got audio of the one guy going, Wembayami? And I love that guy.
Wembayami?
But over the weekend, former NBA ball player, now TV dork, Kendrick Perkins, called him Victor Wembanyama.
Wembanyama?
And now I can't. Me and the friggin' wife last night watching the game over and over again, all we kept saying was Wembanyama. Well, Wembanyama scored 34 points for the Spurs. Close game, down to the very end. Edwards didn't have much to contribute for the most part last night, but that happens. His teammates picked him up. Rudy Gobert, 17 points, 15 rebounds. Julius Randle had 16. Jaden McDaniels, 12. The Spurs are good.
Spurs are good. They're once they get all their pieces healthy, because their pieces have been in and out of that lineup basically all year. I think you can say what you want, but Chris Paul has kind of pulled that group together.
Please don't ever say anything like that again on this frequency.
It's true.
He is insufferable.
He has pulled that group together.
He hasn't done dick.
Yes, he has. Oh, my God. Yes, he has.
Guy's a cone.
I mean, there's still. I think they're still 2 players away from being a team to reckon with in the West.
Yeah, you're probably right.
Wembanyama is a great player. And
Wembanyama?
What is he? 20?
Yeah, he's 20.
I mean, it's insane.
1/3 the age of Chris Paul.
How crazy good he is. But they're still a couple players away.
Josh, have you ever heard anyone on a radio show? You ever heard anyone give so much credit to someone who's nothing more than a friggin' cone?
No, it's been a while.
Oh, man.
Did I wear you out on that one, Randy?
Yeah, I should have stayed in bed.
I can't.
I thought you were in bed.
I wish I was.
Cannot stand the sight of Chris Paul. I just cannot. Oh, this was funny. Yeah, Catfishing Jesus just texted in and said, of course, I was watching. Did you hear Jim Peterson last night go off on a rant about Joel Embiid being the biggest flopper in league history? Yes, I did. That was very funny. Wembanyama, 34. The Wolves were terrible from the three-point line. They were 11 of 44. And, of course, the officiating was once again just awful. Next up, the Wolves play at Oklahoma City on New Year's Eve.
Ooh, that'll be fun.
That'll be a tough game.
Officiating was terrible. Yeah. The game last night was delayed by an hour because of an issue with the court. So the Spurs were warming up yesterday morning, and they noticed that the court was warped or something. They were putting down the City Edition court. You know, they had that laid down. Mm-hmm. And the Spurs said, hey, that's not right and that's not right. So they had to haul that bitch out the way and put the old court back in. So it was an hour delay.
We had some issues with the changeover people at Target Center, because I think there was a game while we were off, one of the other 2 games, where the start of the game was delayed by about 20 minutes because of nets on the basket.
Oh, that was hilarious.
Oh, right. We were watching that at the beer hall. Yeah, it took them forever to replace that net.
Yeah.
And they're zooming in on the poor guy.
Yeah.
The 3 different people had to try to replace the stupid net.
What was wrong with the net?
I don't know.
They were hanging on it, but during warm-ups, I don't really know.
Yeah. I tuned in at like 7:30 thinking, I'll catch the first quarter, and the game hadn't even started yet.
We didn't have the sound on at the bar. We just saw that there were 2-3 different guys hanging from that net trying to finger bang it into place, and it was just a hilarious scene. I understand Peterson and Grady had a great time with that on the play-by-play. Like I said, we couldn't hear it. See, now this hurts. See, now Nerdy Marine Jesus, Josh, has texted in. He's calling me a cone.
Oh, no. You're not a cone.
He says,
I don't want to argue with a Marine.
He says it takes one to know one. The way I keep calling Chris Paul a cone, he says I'm a cone.
Maybe he must think cone is like a compliment of some sort. There's no way.
I've never been so insulted in my life, someone calling me a friggin' cone.
Oh, man.
Now, did anyone...
I would say you're more a pylon than a cone.
Well, how do you figure that?
You're just a bigger cone.
A pylon is even bigger than a standard cone?
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah. Friggin' pylon. Look at you. Look at you. Now, I probably was the only one watching the Wolves in Houston last Friday night, but that victory was quite improbable. Do you want to know the arithmetic behind it? It really was ridiculous that they came back and won that game. They had no business winning that game, but Edwards hit the big 3-point. So, here's the arithmetic behind how improbable that win was. So they're playing the Houston Rockets. They're on the road. Houston Rockets have a terrific record. Over the last 20 NBA regular seasons, 1,192 times, a team has been down by 15-plus points, under 5 minutes left in the game, on the road and facing a team with a 700-plus win percentage. That team has lost the game 1,191 of the 1,192 times, except for the Timberwolves on Friday night. I had a few friends said they walked away from the television with 5 minutes left thinking it was over. And it was quite miraculous, but also really frustrating. Really it was. I was more pissed after the end of that game because they played so terribly in the second half and just got freaking lucky. So then Edwards cussed his ass off after the game on live television, and he's been fined another $100,000.
Yeah.
The play was for Drew to go 14, big, small pick and roll. Once he picked it up, I mean, who else? I got to go get it. And Kill found me. He cut me off. I'm like, I'm going for the win. Like Gilbert Arenas said, I don't do overtime, so.
All right. He's one of those people that it just naturally flows in every sentence, I think.
I don't know.
And almost like he doesn't know that he's doing it.
He's become infamous for this. Now, this is an interesting question. At least I thought it was, but I'm nothing but a friggin' pylon. What do I know? The friggin' wife. She's wondering if this is a charitable move on Anthony Edwards' part, all the swearing on television, because when you get fined for that, that money goes to charity.
I don't know if that's true.
That's a little bit of a reach, I think. But
Did you just call my wife a cone?
No. This is getting ugly.
Yeah,
it's getting personal now.
Mrs. Cone.
Mrs. Cone to you.
Do you, Pylon?
Me and Mrs. Cone.
It was a little over a year ago, Josh, that some kind of pretend godly person said, do you, Pylon, take this cone?
That's true.
To be
the officiant of your wedding.
The officiant.
Waffle, that's a song right there. Me and Mrs. Cone.
Pretty good dust-up on the court last night in a game between the Houston Rockets and the Miami Heat.
Yeah. Amen, Thompson. What are you doing, man? Holy
This
cow.
was much more intense than the usual hug-off and hold-me-back nonsense that NBA teams put together. So if any of us are thinking, come on, I've seen a million of these. At the least, you had a dude just getting dumped on his head. So this one is fun to watch. A Rocket player by the name of Amen Thompson. He tossed a kid from the Miami Heat named Tyler Hero to the floor. I mean, grabbed him by the jersey and dumped him on the court skull first, and everybody went mental. This one's fun. Mm-hmm. If, in fact, that's up on our website.
It is not, but I can put it up there.
This one is worth looking at. Just if for nothing else, that initial toss. I liked it.
There'll be some fines and suspensions from that one.
Oh, fines and suspensions.
According to Wally Carbo.
Oh, Wally Carbo. He's the commissioner.
That's right.
It's an AWA reference that a lot of you don't understand.
Missed that one.
God dang it, Randy. Who was the lead announcer again? That pimp dude?
I don't remember.
The brown hair and the brown mustache?
Kenny Resnick?
Yeah, Ken Resnick. Killer Ken.
Yeah.
Killer Ken Resnick.
Yeah.
Used to call the AWA games.
Yeah.
AWA matches, sorry. More NBA stuff. Luka Doncic's crib was burglarized Friday night. This continuing gimmick, you know?
Yeah.
They got Doncic. No one was home. He and his family are safe. So they got Mahomes. They got one of those Kelsey idiots. They got Joe Burrow. They got Bobby Portis. They got Mike Conley Jr.
I wonder who has the best stuff.
Out of all those?
Yeah.
Probably Doncic.
Well, don't you think the Kelseys do?
Yeah, it's got to be the Kelseys.
Because Travis has probably got some Taylor Swift stuff.
Oh,
Plus, didn't they sell their podcast for $500 million or something like that? So.
Oh, my. Wow.
Oh, we've got other listeners texting in saying that they swear for the children also, just like Anthony Edwards does. They are willing to swear for the children.
If that's what we want to do, I'll be willing to do
that. Yeah. LeBron James turns 40 years old today.
Does he really? Wow.
That's what I read.
I thought he already was 40.
Yeah, I thought he was older than that.
Yeah, is this a Julio Franco kind of a thing? Anyone get the reference?
Yeah, it might be. Sure.
What was Julio Franco?
I mean, he says he wants to play beyond this year, so, yeah.
Former big league ball player Julio Franco played for like 25 years. And wasn't it at the end of his career they found out?
People speculated he might have been 50.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He was older than what people thought he was.
At the end of his career, someone found out he really wasn't 46. He was like 52 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was older.
And he was still swinging. Julio Franco. Greg Gumbel died while we were on vacation.
Yeah.
78 years old, 50 years in sports broadcasting, basketball, football, baseball, the Olympics. He called everything, and he was one of the best to ever do it.
Open three. Hit it! John Stockton sends the Utah Jazz to the NBA Finals.
Dude, I remember that.
I think he's so associated with the March Madness bracket.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's where a lot of people. But I mean, his career was way beyond that. I mean, he called Super Bowls. He did so much play-by-play stuff that I think a lot of people maybe don't remember that or forget about it. Just a great career, just phenomenal.
I think in recent years that's where a lot of people saw him.
Yep.
I think he took last year off because he was
sick.
Yeah,
he was sick, and he didn't. And they made a big deal about the fact that he wasn't there. Yeah,
that's too bad.
Some really sad news. Legendary broadcaster Greg Gumbel passed away today at the age of 78 after a courageous battle with cancer. In a career that spanned over 50 years, Greg broke barriers and set the standard for others to follow. He is the first and only African American to call the Super Bowl.
Did you know this about him, Randy Shaver? You're an Iowegian. He graduated from a place called
Loris College.
Oh, wow.
In Dubuque.
That's right.
Loris College.
That's right. You ever go over to Dubuque?
Oh, yeah. I've been in Dubuque many times.
Is that where you guys would? Is that where you
always
guys would go
came back? Always came back a hero. So I was, yeah.
Why did you always come
Concord in Dubuque?
Well, because you guys would always whoop their ass.
Oh yeah.
Oh, in the sport.
I wonder how he ended up at Loris.
Well, I think that's where he started school, and then he went somewhere else after Loris. You know, it's a small college, obviously, so maybe that's just someplace that he had a broadcasting school of some type, or where you could get a journalism degree. Who knows? Long time ago.
It was a long time ago, yeah. Loris College might have been the bee's knees back then. The Pigs lost at home last night to a club called the Ottawa Senators. Have you heard of them before today, Josh?
The Ottawa Senators?
The Ottawa Senators.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the name. I didn't know they were a hockey team, though.
Yeah.
I thought it was a singing group.
They played here in town. Against the Pigs.
Politicians.
I thought they were. Didn't they put together that song, "The Boy from New York City"?
Yeah, it seems.
I thought that was the Ottawa Senators. Cool kid, or was that the Manhattan transfer?
Yeah, retired lawmakers who started a barbershop quartet.
Right.
You're telling me they're an NHL team.
2-1 was the final 3-1 if you incorrectly count empty net goals. Yeah, it says right here they beat the Pigs at home. A feller on the Ottawa roster called Josh Norris broke a tie game with a power play goal late in the third period.
Is this the slump we were talking about?
Well, they've lost 5 of 7.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But everybody's beat up, and they've played some. We talked about this a couple weeks ago. They've had a tough schedule lately, and they got some injuries, and and they got a lot of losses. They got a lot of losses.
Kaprizov's out.
The Russian kid, he doesn't play anymore. He wants to be traded. They're going to play a New Year's Eve game next up against the Nashville Predators. Yeah, the Russian kid doesn't want to be here anymore.
I don't think he said that, but that's... You're always stirring up something.
Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins yesterday. Yes, Randy? What are you talking about?
As Jerry Burns once said to Bob Sansevier, you're always stirring up something.
He went after
quarterback controversy. That was the 2 words that set Jerry Burns off. Quarterback controversy.
And there was a lot of that during Burnsy's time here. Sean Salisbury, Rich Gannon, Wade Wilson, Tommy Kramer, you name it.
Bob Sansevier was right in the middle of that one. Yeah.
Can you believe that there was we talked not that long ago about how we probably are smack dab in the middle of the worst quarterback era in the history of the National Football League. We had this conversation a few weeks ago, and we we went all the way through it. So we may possibly be right smack dab in the middle of the worst era for quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. Just poor quality is what we mean by that. But can you think back, when you think back, can you believe that Sean Salisbury was a starting quarterback for the Minnesota Vikings?
Sure I can. Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah, I wouldn't say garbage.
With a capital G.
I would say average quarterback, but a pretty smart guy. I mean, he made up for a lack of athletic ability in some ways by just being a smart quarterback.
Oh, he wasn't that friggin' smart. What do you guys golf together or something?
No, I'm just saying he was.
Dumb as the day is long. Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh.
Not dumb as the day is long. That is not true.
He was a cone.
Dude.
He was not a cone.
He was not a cone, Randy says.
Oh, my gosh.
Sidney Crosby of the Pittsburgh Penguins yesterday. He had an assist. He did. And now he's the all-time Penguins assist leader. He broke the record of that prick Mario Lemieux.
I think Ovechkin's back too, right? So is he back chasing?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think he's already scored 2 goals since he's been back.
Has he? Okay.
And he wants out of Washington pretty bad.
Man.
He does.
Everyone wants to leave.
Underwhelmingly optimistic Jesus recommends we now call the Wild the man-bear Pylons. They haven't been playing very well. They've been playing like a larger cone.
Large cone.
The man-bear
man-bear pylons.
Here's somebody in our listening audience referring to Sean Salisbury as a speed bump.
Oh, for God's sake.
You know what, Sean, what's the term they use in football now? He threw a dart, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. You know what Sean Salisbury threw? Paper airplanes. That's what he threw.
Oh, that's not true.
They just floated for it. Oh, geez, 4 or 5 guys would have a crack at it before it hit the ground. He threw friggin' paper airplanes.
Just dead ducks.
Called himself a quarterback.
Oh, my God.
Mario Lemieux, so the number that Crosby hit, and we got to get going here shortly. The number that Crosby hit now, 1,034 assists, okay? But Mario Lemieux, that bastard, he hit that mark in 400 fewer games than it took Crosby.
Oh, that's amazing.
That just makes me want to fall down and touch myself.
Wow.
Crosby's 12th on the all-time assist list. Who else is he nearby? He's only 15 behind Gordie Howe. My goodness. Marcel Dion is in there.
I mean, when you think about what you just said there, I mean, records are, they're all about numbers, right? But when you dive a little bit deeper, some of these numbers that guys put up, you almost need to put an asterisk by it because what you just said is amazing that he did that.
Yeah.
In so much faster time.
Yeah, guys didn't back check back when Lemieux was playing.
Yeah,
they did. Forwards rarely crossed the red line back when Lemieux was playing.
Well, and the skilled guys, it seems like the skilled guys stood out a lot more in that era too. You know what I mean? Like they were allowed, like you said.
Well, if you watch video of like the old North Stars,
dude,
the speed of the game is like this. So different than what it is.
Yeah.
It's so totally different.
Guys just kind of lollygagged around. What, I got the puck now? What do you want out of me? What do you want from me now that I have the puck?
Yeah. Totally different.
Friggin' Gordie Howe, Marcel. Steve Yzerman's in the top 10, 15 here for assists. God, I hated his guts. Adam Oates.
Speaking of records.
There's nobody here that I like. Adam Oates, Jaromir Jagr, Paul Coffey, all of them can go to hell. Except for Ronnie Francis. Ronnie Francis got the number 2 spot there in the all-time career assist.
Basket.
Yeah, he put the
biscuit in the basket.
He did.
Talking about records, Ricky Henderson passed away after we went on vacation, which is, I mean, gosh, the greatest leadoff hitter of all time. Would you not agree?
Oh, there's not a question in my mind.
Greatest leadoff hitter ever in the game of baseball. And not just because of his bat. His bat was really good, there's no doubt. But it's the threat of moving from first base to third base in really 2 pitches because of his speed. I mean, it was just amazing.
I was shocked. I was shocked when I heard that he died. I did not know. I didn't even look it up. How did he die?
You know, I don't know. I don't. Yeah. I never saw.
I never looked it up.
I don't think he was sick. You know, I don't think it was like Greg Gumbel that I.
Yeah.
You know why I think that too is because I think like not long before he passed, he had made an appearance somewhere.
Yeah.
Now I forget where, like a card show or throwing out a pitch or something. I thought I saw like a video of him that was like. I mean, obviously he looks older, but I mean, didn't look like he was sick.
He was everything that you said he was, Randy Shaver. He was one of the greatest all-around players that has ever played professional baseball, and I loved watching him play.
Wasn't he also everything he always said he was?
You know, it's funny, Josh, you bring that up because a few people in our listening audience have said if they have one message for Ricky, post-mortem, is that how you say it?
That works.
Oh, yep.
If they have one
posthumously is probably what you're looking for.
Thank you. One message for Ricky posthumously. Don't worry, Ricky. You're still the best.
Yeah.
That's one of his famous all-time quotes.
Yeah. Yeah.
It says here that he died after battling pneumonia. So.
Yeah.
Dang.
I mean, I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't think he was sick with anything. Think about this: 104 stolen bases in a season. That there are records out there that likely will never be broken. That's got to be one of them. The game has changed. You'll never see a player like that in the game.
He was always in such great shape. He looked like the kind of guy that would never die. You know, even as an older guy, he still had that thick neck, like he worked out. He just looked like an athlete from the time he came out to shoot until the day that he died. And again, I loved watching him play, even though he played for some teams that I hated deep down. There's no way you could hate watching Ricky Henderson do what he did. Yeah. And, you know, one of the most quotable guys in sports history, and we've shared his quotes up and down over the years. And we recently talked about, I guess, what will go down as his last great quote. And thank you, financial advisor Jesus, for texting us just recently when they closed Oakland Coliseum, right? When someone asked Ricky if he was sad.
Yeah.
And he said Ricky made too much money to be sad.
That's right.
What a legend.
Ricky made too much money to be sad. Always spoke of himself in the third person, which is the sign of a truly great individual, I think.
I like that.
Man. So
there was Harold Reynolds from the MLB Network told a story about he won the stolen base title one year, and he stole like 64 bases or something. And the day after he won the title, he got a phone call. It was Ricky Henderson. And Ricky Henderson said something to the effect of, 64? I stole 64 before the All-Star break.
That's a beautiful thing. We'll miss him. We'll miss him. Yeah, before the All-Star break, for God's sake. What a pimp. What a pimp. Yeah. We could go on and on about all this stuff. All right, Randy Shaver, Brad Ryder. Like I said, only the strong survive a 2-day work week.
I know. I told Wappel I'm already going to be exhausted at 8:15.
Yep. Brad Ryder, you go ahead now because you're done for the week. You go have an unbelievable New Year's Eve. Are you going to get just absolutely wasted or what?
Oh, you know me.
Yeah.
He's going to have that party hat sideways.
I've already started.
A couple of THC seltzers. Those things are popular.
They're very popular.
Yeah,
throwing up in the front shirt pocket.
He gave up on life.
That's why I wear a shirt with 2 front pockets.
Oh, man.
Genius.
You can barely see the road. All right, Brad, take care of yourself on New Year's Eve. Randy, we'll talk to you tomorrow, okay?
All right, sounds good.
there's a douchiness to them.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.
Afford Anything talks about how to avoid common pitfalls, how to refine your mental models, and how to think about how to think.
How would a person buy their time?
There's technology hacks. There's, of course, income hacks. There's outsourcing. If you have the means, now it's time to take the action and outsource. If you don't have the means, you can't afford to buy back your time. This is the whole point. We want you to stop buying silly objects and start saving so you can get to the position to do these things.
Make smarter choices and build a better life.
Afford Anything, wherever you listen.
Hi, everybody!
Hi. Dr. P. Jesus, welcome to the Half-Assed Morning Show.
93X.
One of our favorites. One of our favorite damn people has decided to stop by. 8:25 here on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. We encourage you to text a hoe. 651-989-9393 if you have a health-related question for a real doctor. Good morning, Dr. P. Jesus.
Good morning, friends.
How was your Christmas?
It was great. I treated myself to something this year, which I thought I deserved.
What's that?
A concert-worn Fred Durst Yankees hat.
Oh, that would be nice, but no.
Interesting guess.
No, yeah. I just got a Vikings championship game champions 2024 tattoo.
You did.
I did.
You're
Sorry.
full of it.
Ashley.
That's what you call it, right? The championship game?
Oh, well, no.
The big game?
The big game? Is that what you're talking about?
We can use the
You
word.
can say Super Bowl right now.
See, we can say Super Bowl now.
But in conjunction with a contest or an advertisement.
See, I only really, that's all, my only association with football is listening to you guys. So
you got your Vikings Super Bowl champion tattoo already.
Yeah.
We were hoping we could have someone in-house, be that latest dork on the internet. It's going to be you.
It's me.
I'm proud of you.
Woo!
I'm proud of you. Like
Kind
I
of
said
sad
earlier.
that you got it wrong, though.
I know.
Maybe they can change it to something.
Right. That'll be my next gift to myself. Get it adjusted.
Son of a bee, this just healed.
You had a nice Christmas.
I did. It was
That's
quiet.
Great to hear. Did you leave town?
I didn't this time, no. I was with family for Thanksgiving, so I just stuck around and hung out with foster dog and home dog.
You got a new one?
I've had a guy named Elliot.
Elliot.
I know exactly, Elliot.
You got Elliot, huh?
And he's still up for adoption, so...
If you're not fostering...
Warrior Dog Rescue.
WarriorDogRescue.com. You can see the dogs that you are specifically fostering.
I mean, you'll see all the dogs, but yes, Elliot's on there.
When you're not wiping a puppy's ass, you're playing pickleball.
I am back to it, yeah.
You're a busy guy. Now, what does a single, handsome, wealthy practitioner have planned for the final evening of 2024? What do you do come New Year's Eve?
You got a lady to kiss at midnight, do you?
Word.
Maybe a potential lady?
I truly have nothing going on. It is so sad. You don't leave the house on New Year's Eve, do you?
Yeah, we're going to go have a meal of food.
Oh.
And then, I've gone out every New Year's Eve. It's just obviously the shutdown time gets a little earlier every year. I think last year I made it till about 11 or 11:15 out at the neighborhood, and then I went home. So yeah, I mean, you don't blow the doors off it. You really have nothing planned?
No, I mean the lady who cut my hair a few days ago was trying to talk me into going downtown for the night.
I think you try to talk her into giving you your money back. First off, looking at that, it isn't. What is that?
I don't spend a lot for my haircuts.
I like your
haircut. I need
haircut.
to upgrade that, I think.
It's pretty hip, I think.
It's very hip.
Yeah.
It is?
It's like shaved everywhere but the very tippy topsky.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, they just. I don't know.
So a lady's trying to convince you to go to downtown Minneapolis.
Yeah, and I was like, I don't think that's probably in the cards.
So
for
are
me,
you missing a big signal there? Or
yeah, like she wanted you to go downtown with her.
Yeah, I mean maybe not.
Well, that's kind of what he just said. Why? What did I miss?
Yeah, I mean it's always. I don't really read those signals well anymore. I used to be, I think, okay at that, but I misread signals really well now.
It sounds to me like she wants to take you out. Just pick a different downtown, not not Minneapolis.
Can we go somewhere else?
What do you think about downtown Waconia?
Waconia's all right.
Oh, well, I mean, that's all right. So you've got all the options in the world for tomorrow night.
Yeah. Yep. So everybody send in text ideas. No, please don't, actually.
Yeah, somebody might want to hang out with.
Hairball playing at Medina Ballroom, a listener says.
Hey.
So you know the guys
I know the drummer. He was my drum teacher.
Maybe
you were just talking about him off air.
I was just right before this, yeah.
So here's an idea. This lady you've been going on and on about. All right?
It's kind of an obsession at this point.
I know, right? I don't stop talking about it.
You say, cancel Minneapolis. You say, let me take you out to beautiful Medina, Minnesota. You go to the ballroom, which is one of my favorite places in the whole world.
Yeah, it's a good spot.
Okay.
So
now,
many seats.
You know the drummer.
Yeah. Oh.
For your first date, you call this drummer ahead of time.
Yeah.
And you ask if you can sit in and drum a song or two with the band. She's wildly impressed as you're back there cranking out Detroit Rock City or Enter Sandman or something. And then, my God, I mean, despite the obvious, you're a handsome young fellow with a great career. Now you're a talented drummer. Bingo, bango. There's little Dr. P's running around.
I need you to be my agent, Nick.
Wingman is the word.
Wingman. Okay, that's a good idea. I'm writing this down.
I think you should give it a shot.
And then you ask Josh to show up, and he plays a little guitar on stage.
Wow.
Bring
down the house.
You also better bring condoms because you're getting laid that night.
Oh, I will.
All right, Dr. P. People are texting in with some medical. 651-989-9393. That's how you text us. I liked how this one was phrased, so we'll start here.
Sure.
New Year's resolution. I'm a pear shape.
Oh.
Chubby. Do you have any advice on how to make a difference with my weight? I'd like to update my desirability factor with the ladies.
Jealous of the pear shape.
He'd like to update his desirability factor. I like the way he said that.
Me too.
So a guy who's pear-shaped.
Yeah.
That's actually interesting because traditionally, men tend to be apple-shaped when they gain weight.
Right.
They store it as mostly intra-abdominal fat, and so they may have the same waist size with their tight little pants, and then their gut just hangs over.
Right. You get that big barrel.
And their butt is, no butt.
Right.
Whereas women tend to hold it in their butt, thighs, and their upper body.
You're exactly right.
I have a friend who has gained weight as though a woman might. He's got a woman's body.
So this dude probably has got a nice donk on him then.
He's got a donk?
Yeah.
Got a donk on him.
I don't know. Do you gain weight there? I guess maybe. So that's an interesting thing because, unfortunately, I think traditionally, or not traditionally, it's usually easier for men to lose weight with that apple shape, just because that intra-abdominal fat is really it's there to be stored and used. So once fat is deposited down sort of in the legs and buttocks, I think it's more it's not as active basically. What is Josh doing over there?
I'm just making a note.
Oh, okay.
My note is don't make notes on the air when
because he's really paying attention.
You got really nervous there for a second.
I did. So that's, but I guess I'm not sure why a guy would necessarily have a different pattern. I mean, it could actually be a sign of low testosterone. I mean, just
boy.
So it's the kind of thing you might want to actually talk to your doctor about and maybe get that looked at. Just because again, it's a little unusual. Because with men, testosterone, you get the intra-abdominal fat. With women, without as much testosterone, you tend to get the lower body fat.
Is that right?
So it's, obviously reducing calories, increased exercise are the main things.
God, I always hate hearing those answers.
But there's a variety of
same answer every time.
Abs are made in the kitchen. Abs are made.
The different clinic systems in town have great weight loss programs at this point. It's usually under the umbrella of the bariatric surgery, department where you might be eligible for a weight loss surgery, but they have docs there that specialize in prescribing the various medications that can be used to help weight loss. And there are, we've all heard of Ozempic and Wegovy, which are the injectable, basically diabetes medicines that really help with weight loss. They're expensive, but they they actually are pretty effective. So.
Yeah, people are texting in saying Ozempic, or what was the other one? Wegovy?
Wegovy, W-E-G-O-V-Y. Yeah,
sounds delicious.
Yeah.
Do you have to be prescribed those? Is that, I mean,
yeah, they're all prescription.
So even if you just have a weight problem?
Well, some of them are technically Ozempic. I don't believe is technically approved for weight loss. It's approved for diabetes. I'm pretty sure. I think Wegovy is approved for. It's hard to remember, but they're basically the same medication, just in different brand names. Insurance does not like to pay for them at this point because they're very expensive. $1,000 a month or something.
Whoa! Oh my gosh!
Dude,
yep.
How quickly does that work? Do you know?
I know a couple people, at least the story is that they've been pumping it for a few months and it's worked.
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
How quickly does it work?
2 months get you to your goal?
Good question.
What happens when you stop?
Yeah, and that is a good question.
Well, what happens when you stop?
You gain the weight right back?
Oh, you get. I thought maybe you'd overdose or something.
No,
it's not as dramatic as I thought. Okay.
No, it's not like.
Is that if you wash it down with a quarter pounder with cheese every time?
Probably. I mean, so that's the thing. You can. I think depending on how the medication affects you, you'll have a variation in how quickly you lose weight because it definitely decreases your appetite. I mean, that's one of the major things, but it does change your metabolism a bit too. But yeah, it's not, I mean, 10 pounds a month probably is, I wouldn't think you'd want to be really trying for more than that. And the long-term effects are not quite known. And there's some concern about that, I think.
All right.
But
and the rebound.
It's very popular.
For the average guy, you just recommend eating a little less and getting some more exercise.
Yeah, I mean, for guys...
Ain't that a shame?
Again, because it's generally easier, for one of the simplest things to do is to, get a little app on your phone that keeps track of how much you're eating. I mean, if you just literally...
Boring.
I know, but if
Can you order a Taiwan tapeworm?
Now you're thinking.
you probably could. You never quite know what you're getting, but...
I remember my uncles, whenever... I'm a big eater. And my uncles would always ask me if I had a tapeworm.
Yep.
And
I got the same question all the time.
Same question?
Yep.
That must be like an uncle thing.
I think that's an uncle question, yeah.
So we started off talking about a dude who's got a pear shape, and you discussed how that's rare for a dude to have that shape. Here's Broken Lifted 79 Jesus texting in. He said he used to know a guy with that build, and everyone called him Muffin Ass.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was really happy about that.
Hey, Doc, this person has, I get this too. I have a question. My wife gets chronic nose infections. What can be done to fix it?
I've never heard of a nose infection.
Yeah, I get those.
That sounds awful.
Ear infections, yeah.
You mean like crusty nose infections kind of thing? Or
Yeah, it's like a couple weird deals going on.
You get nose infections?
Yeah.
Is it noticeable? Because I certainly...
Well, no, you wouldn't know. But
does it run
the
all the
doctor told
time?
me to do is just throw some Neosporin up there. So that's what I do, and it
nose
goes away.
infections. Well, how does that happen? Snorting Coke?
I mean, we have, we all have tons of bacteria.
If it's Coke, I'm never giving it up.
No, hell no.
I'm going to deal with the nose infection.
Right.
There's a lot of bacteria in our noses?
Yeah.
Yeah, here, Josh, come here. Look at mine.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Look
boy.
at that.
Look at that one.
You got like 3 bacteria.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're all colonized by certain types of bacteria that are absolutely normal. Sometimes if you have conditions that maybe break the skin down or the mucosal lining in your nose, you can be susceptible to getting infections.
Wow.
That's what I think it is. I have weak nose skin.
Oh,
yeah, I know. One look at you, and that's
You can
what I
tell,
would
right?
guess.
Look at your weak nose.
And I also have a weak pelvic floor.
That I have heard as well.
That sucks.
Yeah, different therapies for both of those, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank God.
One thing can be sometimes people are colonized by MRSA, which I'm not sure if that sounds familiar to anyone, methicillin-resistant Staphylococcus aureus. So it's one of these sort of notorious bacteria that can cause all sorts of bad infections throughout the body, but it tends to be colonized in the nose, and that could cause maybe more serious infections there.
I worried I was a sleep nose picker.
Oh, no.
During the day, I'd be aware if that was happening.
So does it hurt?
Yeah, it can, and it's just like there's like a infected smell. Not to be gross.
Oh, really?
That's usually how I know.
Your orifices are challenged.
Oh, I know. They get punished.
Yeah.
They really do.
It is a lot of them now that I think about it.
All my orifices? Yeah.
Your eyes okay?
My eyes are doing fine.
Oh, good.
Where the hell are you?
But typically topical antibiotics is the thing you would use.
Okay.
Neosporin's an over-the-counter sort of combination antibacterial. Some people maybe need a prescription of, it's called mupirocin or Bactroban. But yeah, it's basically just kind of decolonizing the nose a bit and helping resolve that infection. But it's probably something with allergies or dry air or something that's just, again, breaking down that mucosal layer in the nose.
Got a text here. We're talking with Dr. P. Jesus here on the Half-Assed Morning Show, 651-989-9393. If you have a question for Dr. P. Here's a guy who's convinced he's got a norovirus running through the house.
Oof.
All right. It's terrible. Lots of violent, that's not a word. Lots of vomit and Hershey squirts.
Mm-hmm.
Makes you feel like death. We found that Gatorade and Sprite help calm all that, wondering what else a doctor might recommend to treat the bug, the norovirus. I've heard it said out loud. What the hell's that?
Yeah.
Isn't that where cruise ships are dripping with diarrhea?
It can be. Yeah.
That's
I thought
why
that was the number one offender.
That's where I've heard it before.
Yeah,
sure.
it's a virulent virus, meaning it just, if you're exposed to it, you'll experience it probably.
How does it get into the house?
Well, because it comes from fecal matter, it means somebody's not washing their hands.
After
snap.
dropping an onion. We coined that earlier. Dropping an onion.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that means that.
I got a 9:15 onion drop appointment. I do.
He's
You
regular.
want to stop right on time.
Yeah.
Then. But yeah,
So
it's,
someone's not washing their hands to get some turds on there.
I mean, basically, that's how this stuff spreads in a family. When you got kids, I mean, it's inevitable.
Kids, yeah.
But you can't do anything to make it go away faster. Generally, mostly you want to stay hydrated. So things like Gatorade or just plenty of water are important. And usually just kind of food is tolerated. But I mean, the classic thing was the Brat diet. Bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. I don't know that.
I just learned about that over break.
I'm not sure there's necessarily great evidence that that's necessarily going to make it go faster, but that's the traditional simple diet.
Bananas, rice, applesauce, and toast. And this is just street.
They're easily digestible things that give you some calories and that you can tolerate if you've got upset stomach and diarrhea.
Oh, any different variation of upset stomach and diarrhea?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. I'd never heard that before. Brat?
Yeah, my wife just told me about it.
Oh, I've been on that diet so many times.
Who's spraying at the house?
This guy.
No, he is not.
No. Yeah.
Weren't we just talking about your orifices? They're all mangled.
I know.
Hey, well, that's better than it usually is, Josh.
That's what I was saying. Finally.
Clear yourself out a little bit.
Oh, I don't know, Ashley. I'll tell you some stories.
Oh, no.
This person here says that anytime, staying on the poop topic, this is dodging human turds, Jesus. Anytime after I take a dump, my left testicle gets a dull pain for 5 to 10 minutes. I recently turned 40. Any concerns?
I got a guess.
Pushing too hard.
Every once in a while, I like to guess.
Go ahead.
And I'm going with what Cubby said. He's pushing too hard, and he's giving himself a hernia.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Are we correct?
Could be.
Nice job, Cubby.
Yay.
Ooh, look at your nose.
I know.
It's all infected. Oh, God.
Yeah.
So much bacteria.
I mean, that's certainly a good thought. Yeah, if you're bearing down, basically, I mean, essentially, that's when if you have to push to poop, or I mean, anything, it's the same thing you do when you lift something heavy. You close off your airway. You bear down. You increase abdominal pressure, and if there is a susceptibility to a hernia, that will make it worse. And
he's busted a spring down there.
Could be, yeah. So that's, I think that's probably the most likely thing, if that's the only time it happens. It's pretty hard for people to tell themselves, but I mean, you can put your hand down on your own groin as a guy, or ask a friend, or a spouse, or a stranger, I guess. But
your groundskeeper.
If you cough and you feel a little like, if you feel something pushing against your hand when you cough, a bump, I mean, that is a hernia.
And that's something.
Because it's trying to sneak out through the inguinal ring in a guy.
I feel bad for a guy who's in that situation. Got the testicle pain after cutting a deuce, and sounds miserable.
So it's probably, if it's something that's persisting, it's probably good to get it checked out. The only other thing, and I feel like this prostate comes up every time we talk, when you have a bowel movement, the prostate is right there, and so pressure on the prostate can sometimes give people weird symptoms in the testicles or penis, and that could be a little sign of a prostatitis. But
I had a keeper a couple weeks ago, Cubby, after that guy sent all that peanut brittle.
Oh, he did?
Oh, man.
Yeah, you said you couldn't stop eating it.
Oh, I bet.
My God.
Oh, Nick. Oh,
Oh, my God. Just sweating it out, I'll tell you that right now. But it was worth it.
Oh, my.
It was worth it.
That was some good stuff, wasn't it?
Oh, my God, I love peanut.
From a listener?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I see. I had that reaction from so many people when I told them I was eating food that was sent to you by a listener.
It was like vacuum sealed up.
They were all
stuff.
saying, "Yeah, oh, you're gonna eat something that a listener sent?" I said, like Ashley said, he put a sticker on it and put some plastic around it. It looked official enough to me, but everyone thought I was seconds away from death because I was eating peanut brittle.
Did it say contains X-Lax?
You know what you should do is anytime you've got some food you don't want to share, bring up that it's from a listener.
No, listener sent this. They dropped it off in the
Go
parking
ahead, have
lot.
as much as you want.
This Pizza Hut came from a listener.
It was sitting outside the door.
A listener pulled it out from under his trench coat and handed it to us in the parking lot. You can't have any.
Oh, they're lined up out there in trench coats.
Dr. P. Jesus.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show.
Here we are again. Part 2 with Dr. P. Jesus here on the 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. Dr. P. Jesus in studio. Ask the bastard a question. He'll come up with something.
He's good at that.
That's my goal.
651-989-9393. What do you think about this one right here, Dr. P? Best sexual position to put a baby in my wife or anyone else for that matter. Best sexual position. Would you say vaginal?
Vaginal, most likely.
Oh, can I take a guess?
Okay, Ashley, go ahead.
I've heard that it is when she is in doggy style.
Oh, I've heard missionary. Let's try them all and see.
I'll test them out and let you guys know when I get pregnant.
Best sexual position to put a baby in my wife or anyone else for that matter. A listener has asked Dr. P.
Yeah, I guess I would think missionary, just because. Although it may be more a matter of whatever. I'm not sure the position that the act takes place in is critical, but
more location.
Well, location is important. Yes, that was a very thoughtful point.
Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Well, that meant. I thought you meant. Well, anyway. But I think, and I don't know whether this is truly medical, but I think if a woman stays on her back and they say, if you lift your legs up in the air, basically you're trying to have the sperm be as close to the cervix as possible. So.
Word.
The cervix is in the upper part of the uterus. So if she stands up, everything kind of,
oh boy.
Yeah.
There's gravity.
Yeah. I don't like that.
We don't like gravity when we want.
There's a name
pregnant.
for that. I don't like even the name.
Oh, yeah. Let's not talk about that. But so, so probably doing anything to increase the amount of time that sperm has a chance to, really make an amazing journey.
It is.
Up
it is
through
crazy.
the cervix,
It
through
is
the
an
uterus.
amazing journey.
It is.
It is daunting.
Dude says, just kidding, I pull out, he says.
Oh, geez, Jesus said inebriated. That's the position. That's how you get inebriated.
Oh, that's bad. Bad.
All right, Dr. P. You dirty bastard. I can't believe you. Listen to this now. A listener wants to know if Bell's palsy can come back. He says...
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, no. He says, recently, my lips have gone numb. 20 years ago, I had Bell's palsy, and this feels kind of similar. Does Bell's palsy come back?
Did you want to say something, Josh?
I was just going to ask, is that the one where your face is paralyzed or part of your face?
Yep.
Yeah, that's the what Jim Ross has.
Oh, he does? Okay.
Yep. Yeah.
Is it just affect your face, or is there more to it?
That's basically, the Bell's palsy is when you have facial nerve paralysis. I'm not sure that we know for sure what causes it. A virus probably is what causes it. And
really? Wow.
Typically, because of the concern for, basically, you usually are put on an antiviral medication as soon as you have it to treat any treatable herpes type viruses.
Oh, really?
Doesn't mean that's what it is.
Right.
But,
no.
Fireplace Jesus said he's had it twice.
Yeah, it's the cause of it is, I mean, usually you don't have an answer, but you treat it that way. There's debate.
I get it when I drink, don't I, Nick?
Yes, you do.
Like a mild case.
My
Really?
damn.
Yeah, half my face droops. Yeah.
I can
Probably a good
tell,
reason not to drink.
knowing this peckerhead as long as I have, not that we've drank together a wild amount of times.
When we were younger,
We were
we did.
young once. I can tell when he's had a sip of alcohol. That's how much effect it has on his gorgeous,
Yeah, like
gorgeous
the left side of my face wants to lay on
face.
the ground.
Yes. I was recently reading about Bell's palsy because I found out that all-time Detroit Piston great Isaiah Thomas recently caught Bell's palsy, and he's been. You know what I heard that was encouraging is it gets better. At least the article that I read said it gets better with time.
I mean, basically,
Nick said caught. So is that something you catch?
Well, again,
I'm sorry.
I know you say that, but when you mentioned a virus,
yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Again,
okay, I didn't.
I know you were saying what you say.
That's just he got it.
Yeah.
I don't. It's not. Yeah. It's not considered something that you need to stay away from somebody who has Bell's palsy, but presumably it's a virus that just for some reason gets in there and affects the facial nerve or the nerves. And yes, in general, most people who get it will have complete resolution with time. Some people have incredibly prolonged episodes of it that, I mean, can take a year or more to get better, and sometimes people don't get better. But because it's really the nerve has to heal. So I mean, it's possible to get it again. It's not like it's impossible. It's kind of like bad luck twice.
So it's more of that. It's what is
I don't think
more susceptible.
I don't think it would really be the original Bell's palsy, because if the nerve heals itself, it should be good. So if it happens again, then it's just random.
Okay.
Elizabeth said she had it from untreated Lyme's disease.
I mean, that's possible. Yeah.
Since my left one hangs lower, do I have Bell's palsy?
No. You just have normal anatomy. But yeah, it's and numbness would not typically be Bell's palsy because it doesn't really affect sensory nerves because that's a different nerve. But I mean, you can have problems with other nerves in your face, but Bell's palsy is only motor, so it's just droop.
Okay. What about?
Is it painful?
Yeah.
I think, when it first happens, it could be just when a nerve is irritated and, whatever happens when the virus gets in there and causes problems. Maybe it could be, but it's not the sensory nerve, so it shouldn't really be. There are other conditions in the face. So there's the facial nerve, which is the motor nerve. The trigeminal nerve is sensation, and it can. There's some very painful conditions that could be associated with that.
Oof.
Doctor or dentist who treats tonsil stones? Boy, that sounds terrible.
Ouch.
Doctor or dentist, tonsil stones, go!
Yeah, certainly an ear, nose, throat doctor could. I don't know if the dentist, I don't think they would. There's not a ton you do about it.
You can't really clear that up with a Ludens?
No, sorry. The doctor doesn't usually do
or
it.
a Halls.
People, I've definitely had some people who tend to get them, and you're more likely if you have what we call cryptic tonsils. So sometimes tonsils can be enlarged and they're smooth, but sometimes they can have like Grand Canyons in them. And so it's just deep crevices where basically food can get stuck and it kind of calcifies. And if you cough one of those up,
Yep.
it stinks.
I've done that before. It's the grossest thing ever. I almost I think I blocked it.
You coughed up a tonsil stone?
Yeah, I think I blocked that out of my memory because as soon as you guys started talking about it, it just took me right back to that.
Did you get it on anybody?
No, but I just...
you got it on somebody.
Who got it?
I was so confused about what was happening.
Was it the kid sitting on the bus next to you?
Right on his cheek.
Here, take
coughed
this.
up some...
It's like the most exotic stinky blue cheese, I think.
Oh, You know
Really?
what? Up until this
Which
point,
I just sent you for Christmas, too.
You
so.
did?
Yes, yes.
Up until this point, I loved blue cheese.
Yeah. Let go of that.
I can still.
I had no idea that tonsil stones was so fascinating. You can hack it up on somebody.
Yeah. So
How do you get those?
Well, again, it's.
And where do I get one?
I mean, well, yeah. If you ask around, I bet somebody would give you one. But patients that I've had that really have problems with it and want to try to deal with it, if they get a what the heck do you call it? A water pick. Like for you can clean your teeth with it.
Sure.
Oh, I love those.
Because you can basically spray this fine stream of water because you can see them. I mean, they're whitish things, and basically just kind of it's like power washing your tonsil.
Oh, be damned.
Is that something that if you get it once, or maybe you're just someone kind of prone to have that?
Yeah, because of the nature of your tonsil tissue.
I'll power wash a set of tonsils. I will.
Oh, yeah, so that
has
worked because some people will take like sharp things and try to stick it back there. Pry these things out. And I wouldn't
grab
recommend
like a
that.
tweezers.
And it's blue cheesy. You're saying?
Yeah. Well, it's let's see. It's like yogurt. A yogurt covered blue cheese because if you have to crack it open to, I think, actually get the odor.
God, you're gross, Ashley. You coughed that up one night.
Somebody texted in and said that we made them throw away their yogurt. So.
Yes, I will have the filet medium rare with a nice tonsil stone crust.
That's not right.
No.
Some
Sorry.
people are considering this conversation gross for some reason.
Stop it.
Sorry, everybody.
Well, we'll tell you when we get gross. For God's sake, Dr. P, it's been a wonderful visit.
Yeah, great to be here, and Happy New Year. I'll see you all at the, what's it called again?
Medina Ballroom.
There you go, baby.
Well, I think you should go and drum a couple of songs with Hairball.
That would be...
Put a hat on, though. That haircut sucks.
I like your haircut.
No, put a backwards hat on.
I really think it's the best haircut you've had in a while.
Or a beret. Do you have a beret?
Opinion. A beret.
Or a bandana.
Oh, do a bandana. I bet you'd look sweet in a bandana.
Yeah.
I got some you can borrow.
Okay.
Dana, you probably have quite the collection. He used to wear bandanas all the time, but we knew he was balding. He tried to hide it with the bandana.
Yeah.
Thanks, Dr. P.
Right.
Jesus.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Great to see you again. Medical Device Shipping Jesus texts in a shout out to their puppy, Rosie, recovering from knee surgery. Good luck, puppy. Happy 14th to Draco from the best mom ever, Only Hams Jesus, and happy birthday to retired Irish Mafia Jesus.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show. 93X.
The 93X Half-Assed Morning Show podcast is sponsored by Standard Heating and Air Conditioning. New episodes drop each weekday. If your podcast platform has ratings, go ahead and give us 5 stars and maybe give our enemies 1. Thanks, and here's a word from our sponsor.
Standard Heating and Air Conditioning wants to wish you a happy holiday season and wants to let you know that Standard Heating is ready if you face a heating emergency. Their expert team is available through the holidays to make sure you stay warm and safe, no matter what. Become a Smart Club member so that you'll have peace of mind knowing that you're covered for the upcoming winter season. For more info or 24/7 emergency heating services, call 612-824-2656. Comfort you deserve since 1930.